Look at this. Back together again.
You look
Another
at it.
exciting podcast. Are you ready, Frankie C?
Ready to go, baby. I think we've taken enough time off.
Yeah, we're good. We're back, rejuvenated, ready to go. Guess who else is back and rejuvenated? The Jeffrey Epstein topic, because he resurfaced over the weekend and Elon Musk jumped into the fray. Interesting stuff. We'll get into it. Plus Hunter Biden and his gun/prostitute video.
Sounds exciting.
Johhny Depp goes on a spending spree. Plus we got some Camille news. Frankenfish, and I'm not talking about this Frank. January 6th hearings are about to begin. A Texas woman got pregnant while pregnant. Some of the Tampa Bay Rays turned down the Pride patch. We've got a water engine conspiracy theory, Frankie C's Philadelphia trip, and on this episode, we are going to give away some merch to our members.
Grabbing the members, baby.
You know what we got, Frank?
What do we got?
A podcast. That's a podcast.
We got a show, I think.
This is a show? That's
a show. That's a show.
Imagine my surprise over the weekend when I'm on Twitter and I see Jeffrey Epstein is trending again.
This guy won't stay dead.
So I investigate, and it's really interesting how this all came about. So a journalist by the name of Adam Davidson went on a Twitter thread spree. You know what a thread is? Is where you go beyond the 100 or 240 characters. And
how old do you think I am?
Well,
come on.
You just keep kind of piling on. So he started tweeting, and I'm going to share with you his tweets because they're fairly interesting. But he said that he says, and I quote here, "I wrote something provocative about how I know stuff about Jeffrey Epstein and can't publish it. I'll do my best to explain and reveal here. It provides, I think, a good lesson in why it's hard to publish stories about bad things done by the rich and powerful." So again, kind of going back to our main problem with Epstein, which was he was coddled, protected.
Right. So this is Elon saying all this, right?
Well, no, this starts with Adam Davidson.
Oh, Adam Davidson. I'm sorry.
This is the reporter, Adam Davidson. He talks about this podcast that he did. Again, Frank, you know the rules. No free plugs. However, journalists doing good work about Epstein get a mention.
Sure.
Broken Seeking Justice is the podcast series that he took part in. He said there's a lot of good stuff in there if people want to check it out. But this is what he said. Basically, there are things that he can't admit that he knows and he can't say because they fall into the following several categories. One is the category of protecting the victims. Protecting the victims.
Right.
He says that they spoke to dozens of Epstein victims and dozens of their lawyers. Many are simply terrified and don't want to talk at all. Others are willing to talk off the record and will confirm things that others said, but beg them not to reveal their names or information. Others are represented by lawyers who want to win settlements and don't let them talk at all. So because they respect any victim's decision and, of course, their privacy, they don't report on certain things that they know that they haven't been able to report or speak publicly about. Adam,
but they can go to like the authorities, no? Or is that not cool either?
Well, I think it's
up to the victim.
That ship has sailed, and you know what I mean? Basically, it's...
I guess. I don't know.
So he shouts out Virginia Roberts Giuffre. He says out of the few victims that were willing to talk publicly, she was one that was so brave. That's why she is so important. And he also said that pretty much everything she told us was confirmed by others off the record. She is rare in being public. I know a lot of people, especially like when we were talking about the Prince Andrew stuff and whatever, not a lot, but there was a couple of people I was surprised that were like, hey, there's a lot of holes in Virginia's story, or she's full of shit, or this or that. But here's this reporter basically saying that other people who have spoken off the record have confirmed pretty much everything she's said. So that's cool. Biggest issues is the victims we never spoke with. Epstein reportedly did horrible things to up to 3 girls a day for years. Most came once or just a few times. Their names are not known by anyone. That's thousands of victims who are invisible. That's a high number. We never really heard that number before.
No, thousands. I mean,
3 a day for years. I've 1 a day. It's still a lot, but times it by
whatever
3.
the number is, too many.
Yeah.
But this is like, I mean, where are all of them? I mean, I know they are entitled to their privacy and they want to stay anonymous and they don't want to, be in the spotlight at all. And I get that. I wish, in a perfect world, they would be able to expose more people while staying completely 100% under the radar. That would be the best way, but how to do that?
And I promise you, if you're a little bored by this, this is going somewhere. The next circle, he says, are the sources of enablers. Over the decades of abuse, Epstein had hundreds of staffers, pilots, house staff, chefs, assistants. The vast majority will never speak or will offer weak denials or only speak through lawyers. We talked about this a whole ton. Remember, we talked about the chef.
Right.
Adam Perry Lang. We spoke about him. If you want some more information, just search Anthony on Air podcast, Adam Perry Lang. It'll come up. He's a big Hollywood chef now. Adam mentions best friends with Jimmy Kimmel, which I did not know. I remember talking about him saying that he was willing to talk and ready to talk and all this stuff. And then he never said shit to anybody.
Right.
So he's one of those people. So good on Adam Davidson for calling him out. Then there's a huge group of people who witnessed Epstein at fancy functions. They saw him with teenagers at scientific conferences or sitting on his knee at dinner parties. There are countless people like this, he says. A few did talk to us totally off the record, but for the most part, a lot of people saw him with underage girls, teenagers, and never said anything. Lastly, the last group of people are the people who allegedly either partook in what Epstein was doing, or were at least around when others were doing so. They are all rich and powerful and simply deny and refer to their lawyers, often with clear instances that they will sue. The result of all of this is that for most of the claims, there is one witness willing to go on the record. That witness is more often than not Virginia Roberts Giuffre. Adam says, I have all the confidence in her recollections. We spent 2 years checking everything she said and never found a lie. But the courts and the public are not kind to single sources. He said versus she said cases. Virginia has already faced down and won against some very powerful people, but this is an absurd amount of weight to put on one person's shoulders. Adam continues in his 13th tweet in the thread. I am not protecting the men who I feel fairly confidently did horrible things to children or watched as others did so. Quote, fuck those guys, end quote. I'm honoring their victims' requests. Like all of you, I have hoped it would all come out by now. I'm shocked it hasn't. But here's what I feel confident in saying. And this was, to me, pretty important and why I felt like we needed to lead the show off with it. If someone spent any amount of time with Jeffrey Epstein, at a minimum, they saw him physically touching girls in provocative ways and rather gleefully showing off his ability to do so. More than likely, they were offered sex with whatever their preference was. Epstein did employ, abuse, and traffic women who weren't underage, he points out, and many did have sex with girls or women. So all the people who spent real time with Epstein were, at best, witnesses to the almost certain rape of children and had a high likelihood that they engaged in illegal sex acts. Courts can presume innocence. We should all presume guilt. Last tweet. Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, and Bill Richardson, Ehud Barak, George Mitchell, George Church, and a lot of others at MIT and Harvard. There is an enormous likelihood that, at the very best, they spent a lot of time with a man they knew to be raping children. They saw him with those children. They saw naked photos on his walls, and many saw naked children around his pool. They knew, yes, of course, many participated, but all knew. I'm not able to say the names of the people I think participated without betraying the victims. But these men should not be invited into polite society. They should not be celebrated on TV shows as experts on COVID or international relations or whatever. So that was Adam Davidson's tweet storm that kind of started the whole Jeffrey Epstein trending thing.
Right.
Then Elon Musk chimes in and gives his part. Let's do our Jumpstart read here, Frankie. See, this is a good time to thank our proud sponsors.
Also, just want a quick mention to our newest member, Nacho Fishho.
Nacho Fishho?
Nacho Fishho. Welcome to the club, my friend.
Welcome to the club, Nacho. Nice to have you.
Yes, indeed.
Appreciate all our members. Of course, everybody who's in the live chat with us, chatting along, dropping comments, likes, shares. Appreciate that. Of course, share the episode. Always a big deal.
The participation is appreciated.
Look at Frankie C holding up that Jumpstart coffee bag. Look how gorgeous that is. Look at it glistening in the lighting of his home studio.
AKA my kitchen.
Look at you. Hey, calm down there, fella. You take a job away from Vanna White. You're showing that off so lovely.
Wait. Boom.
Jumpstart Coffee Company is a great company, not only because they make the best coffee that we've all ever had, but 50% of their profits go to the Navy SEAL Foundation. That's a huge, great organization to support. They help our Navy SEALs as they transition out of service, which is a great time to jump on board and help the troops, those that are helping us enjoy our freedoms. That's why we like working with them. That's why we encourage everybody to buy a bag every single episode. There's tons of people that are going to watch this, thousands upon thousands of people. If just 2% of you bought a bag, Jumpstart would be so pleased. So if it's been a while since you've bought one, hop on in and grab another bag. And if you never have tried Jumpstart Coffee Company, order with the link in the description below. And of course, use the promo code AOA15 and you save 15% off of your purchase. That doesn't affect the 50% that's still going to go over to the Navy SEAL Foundation. And of course, your old pals here at the show get a little piece of that. And that's just a huge support. Win all around. Thanks for supporting Jumpstart. Thanks to Jumpstart for supporting us.
Good stuff, baby.
Yes. So Elon Musk jumps in on this here, and he asks why the leaking Justice Department won't spill Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's client list, and says it's odd officials remain silent on billionaire pedophile and his madam Ghislaine Maxwell. He shared a meme of things I'll never see in my life, showing pictures of a dragon, a dinosaur, a unicorn, and text reading the Epstein Maxwell client list. The only thing more remarkable than the DOJ not leaking this list is that no one in the media cares. Doesn't that seem odd? Musk tweeted. The DOJ came under fire after it was revealed it conducted leaks and borderline aggressive investigations on reporters and adversaries of then President Trump. Last year, of course, Maxwell turned down a deal. She was a big part of the news, Epstein and everything else. And none of this information ever leaked out of the DOJ.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that, they say all the media doesn't care, but they, there's nothing, when there's nothing to report yet, if there's no leak, if there's no information that could be, put out there, what are they going to report? I mean, they could come on and say, let's go, they come on every day and say, out with it already, but.
It's a good point because we fucking covered everything for like
for a long time,
year and 3/4 nonstop, like every single episode, and everything has just since quieted down. So you're right there, but I also feel like he's right in his critique of the DOJ. And how is it that in all of the stuff that is leaked out of that department,
this hasn't leaked?
Hasn't leaked.
There's not one person in there that's like, just take a snapshot of this and send it to a news person. Yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't happened. And that's this is one of those things that, for if it leaked, it's not a bad thing if it leaks. I understand the Department of Justice, everything that you needs to remain. The cases need to remain under wraps and everything. But this is something that if it came out, everybody would be like, about damn time.
Right. Like this should be a joint. Like we've all seen those things where it's like, oh, okay, everybody looked the other way as this thing was kind of leaked out into the media.
Right.
That this was totally intentional. How has that not happened in this particular instance? It seems crazy.
I have no idea. It should be. I mean, if anything was going to be leaked, let's leak this. It's just someone leaked this.
You mean to tell me there's not another Snowden in the DOJ that is like, you know what? This is far more important than any oath or national security or whatever.
Yeah. Well, who are we? This isn't national. I feel like this isn't even national. Like this is security of the. I mean, the only. It would be the victims that you would want to protect, but the people involved, the bad guys, you don't want to protect them. Just put their, you can put their names out, and it would be like, okay, here are the assholes that we all need to hone in on, I guess.
Is there not one person in the DOJ that's got terminal cancer that can't be like, fuck it, I'm on the way out anyway?
That's it.
What are they going to do to me?
Throws the match behind him and walks out the door.
Yeah, but you know what though? I hate to say it, but I do kind of sympathize with those people because it's those people that are probably well aware of the fact that they'll fucking light up your whole fucking family.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there's a lot of threatening and hey, you don't want to do this or else kind of thing.
Right? Like it ain't just you. It's
we'll go after everybody. We'll burn your whole life down.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a people have to take that in consideration. But things leak all the time, and there's never, it's just amazing. This hasn't, in some way, come out at all. A little bit, like even the higher ups who make the threats, they should leak it.
Well, because here's the thing, you're basically, I mean, at this point now, you're talking about two United States presidents. Clinton and Trump. You're talking about two presidents that.
Well, he already named them.
Well, this guy did.
Yeah, they're not confirmed to be involved in.
And right, he didn't say they were involved, but he said basically they knew about it. Right. If they weren't involved, they knew about it, which makes it just as bad.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah,
which I could agree with, but still, I mean. And again, we talk about this all the time. We talked about this when Clinton got invited to the Democratic fucking thing. Fucking nobody flinched at that. How on earth did that happen? And then you talk about the Trump loyalists, these holier than thou motherfuckers that are all like, oh, when Q was out there, when Q was doing Q's thing and fucking spreading all this shit, and they were like, Trump's going to save us all. Trump's going to free the children and help the children, and Trump's going to save everything. And the more we dig and find, that motherfucker knew about shit, 20 something years ago and wasn't doing anything about it. Nobody seems to care.
I'll tell you, it's all everything when you boil stuff down, it all comes down to money and power.
It's weird, Frank. In a weird way, the Democrats, as shitty as they are and let me down, they're kind of, you expect them to be squirrely pieces of shit. I'm more mad at the Republicans here because it's even more hypocritical. Again, this higher, holier than thou, like Trump's going to save the day. Wait a second. He's part of the fucking problem. And it because you've all read the same shit on the internet that we have. And yet nobody's taken off that fucking Trump bumper sticker from their car or taking the flag down or not, retweeting or on his truth. Well, there's no letting go of that guy, even though, all this stuff, every time Trump and Epstein get mentioned together, it gets progressively worse.
Well, it's a lot of, I don't believe that. No, that can't be. I need to see. There's a lot of people out there. It's very hard to convince when they've gone all in on something. It's very hard to turn their heads the other way. These people that are just 100% with the stickers and the flags and the hats and all that shit. If all of a sudden that came out, they'd be like, no, I don't believe it. That's bull. Not my Trump. He wouldn't do that. It'd have to be. It's like convincing flat Earth people. Honestly, no, because if you tell them and you show them all this proof, their answer is always, I have to go up and see it myself. And it's like, well, I can't help you. I can't send you into space. And I don't know what we've shown you video. We've shown you tapes, images from space looking at Earth. I don't know what more proof you want. We've shown you the science, and it's like, well, until I'm out in space, and I feel like until these people witness what happened, they're never gonna. No one's gonna be convinced.
It's unbelievable to me.
Yeah,
it really is. Like the whole world continues to just spin around, and that, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Is there's no longer a court case now that she's behind bars and done. There's no more legal proceedings here. It's public shame and embarrassment is the only other thing that we have left, and that really is going to come from all this information just being dumped. Just put it all the fuck. I mean, unless, listen, I will be the first one to apologize 6 months, a year down the line if suddenly they arrest like 10 more people and it's like, well, this is why we weren't putting shit out, because we were still building cases. All right, fine.
yeah, that would make sense.
But I just don't see that happening because, I mean, that's it. They got the two, it's Epstein, it's Maxwell. All right, is there one or two or three others? Maybe, but it's going to be hard. Like the Sarah, what's her names, and all of them. It's going to be hard to convict those people who are claiming to be victims themselves.
Well, that's why none of this, because if something like this is going on in the Department of Justice and all these government agencies, whatever, and they are building cases and something leaks and it ruins the case, that would be more devastating, like
Right.
if the case gets thrown out or there's a mistrial because stuff was leaked and people claim that they were things are biased and this was leaked and whatever the hell the excuse would be. It's like when someone gets arrested and they're not read their rights. They can the whole thing, like even if they're guilty, the case could get thrown out. So I guess it's a matter something like this. I would hope that people aren't leaking it because when it finally comes to fruition, they want all their T's crossed, I's dotted, and everything in line so that everything will stick.
Yeah.
I hope that's the motive.
I'm with you. Nobody wants to see any of these things get tossed on a technicality, but
right.
Time is ticking. I mean, again, but what are you waiting for? You waiting for her to be sentenced? You waiting for her appeals and everything to be done? Okay, fine.
I don't know.
That shit's got to come at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, if the fucking Hunter Biden laptop can leak, fucking anything should be able to leak.
Yeah, but the Hunter Biden laptop was in the hands of some guy at some repair shop. It's not under, it wasn't in the government.
Motherfucker left it at the repair shop.
Yeah, I mean that's an easy leak.
Yeah,
might as well have found it on a park bench.
Speaking of which, this video is making the rounds. Well, actually, the story of the video is making the rounds. Link in the description of this episode if you want to see some of the screen caps and everything else. A lot of people reporting on this. The Marco Polo Research Group, which is kind of like cataloging all of the Hunter Biden shit. So I'm sure we're going to hear more from them, but Radar Online as well confirmed the existence of this video. And now we're seeing more screenshots of it. A lot of people reporting it. Basically, it's Hunter Biden walking around a hotel room, wielding a 38, pointing it at the camera. He's got a prostitute with him. Not a great look for the first son, especially coming off of this heated gun debate time where the president of the United States is calling on gun control. And now we have a video of his son walking around a hotel room, pointing the gun around, which, by the way, here's why this is also important. It's not only the fact that he's with a prostitute and he's pointing a gun and he's naked and it's all this craziness, but in order to purchase a gun in Delaware, you have to fill out a questionnaire. You can't lie on that. That would be incredibly illegal. Part of that questionnaire is,
Are you the president's son?
Are you the president's son? Are you a big enough screw up to document all your screw ups on a laptop and leave it somewhere? No.
In
order to make a purchase in Delaware, you have to answer the question, are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? He clearly answered no. And we know that that is a lie because he admitted in several interviews his repeated struggles with drug addiction and alcoholism. So not only did he have a gun with a prostitute in a hotel,
Well,
he
here's my question.
illegally obtained it.
Yeah, that's messed up. And here's my question: if you are someone addicted to all those kinds of things, drugs and whatever, and you find yourself suddenly in the market for a gun, are you going to run across that question and be like, "Oh shit, yeah, I am addicted to all this stuff. Hang on." And like, I feel like your frame of mind at that moment, you're addicted to all these things, and you're going there for a gun. I don't think you're probably not thinking, I'm going to answer everything honestly.
Well, yes, that's true. But here's the thing, and this is what a lot of people will hate to hear. This isn't necessarily a preventative question.
No, it's a catch you later question.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's what. Yeah, and it should, and it's fine. I mean, preventative questions. I'm all for preventative measures. Again, gun control, yes. Take away the illegal, the ridiculous guns, yes. Like the AR-15s, the AK, all that those crazy guns. Get rid of them. But like, yeah, this is a gotcha question later. If you screw up, we've got this down that you swore that yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then yeah, he should face whatever penalty goes along with that. I don't understand. I mean, the president could just pardon him or whatever, but I'm just saying.
The president probably would pardon him. It's a good point, but still, this should be. I mean, again, we all know there's a DOJ investigation going on.
There's always an investigation.
We're waiting like patients on a monument for the results of that thing. But
got to investigate everything. I mean, all these things get thrown out there in the internet, and you get all these accusations and this one and that one. Oh, this one's taking money from that, and this one's in the pocket of this lobby. All right, investigate it all. Let's get to the bottom of everything. Why,
By the way, Frank, I don't want to. We're going to talk about the water engine conspiracy theory in a little bit.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds fun.
It's good. Here's another conspiracy to chew on. Just about as we're ready to talk about Johnny Depp. Look who shows up.
Coincidence?
Whoops.
I don't know. I don't think it's a quinky dinky.
That is good timing.
Yeah. Johnny Depp goes on a spending spree while he's in London in celebration of the big win on a single meal. A single meal. Can you guess how much he spent? How much could you spend on a meal? By the way,
I know the number, and it's insane. Okay.
I don't know, maybe like 60,000. I'm just throwing that out there.
Someone else knows the number too.
$62,000 on a single meal.
I don't think weddings cost that much. How many people were there?
I don't know.
Just think about the bougie alcohol bottles that he definitely bought.
Yeah, but
let me see. It was Jeff Beck and 20 other people in the party.
Definitely.
22 people?
Yeah.
That's insane. So that's what? $3,000 a person. $3,000 a head.
That's fucking insane. Crazy. What's the most you've ever spent on a meal? I have 2 meals to share with everybody.
I'd have to, it would be a guess. I can't think of, like, for myself or like me and my wife, I can't.
Either one. I think I'd find them all interesting.
I don't know. I mean,
Janine's never paid for a meal. That's why she's struggling to find it. She's been dating her husband since she's 17. She doesn't even know what a check looks like at a restaurant.
I've definitely paid for a meal.
All right. All right.
Tell your wife I did that. Because I was just texting with her.
That was
not about that.
That was for the people viewing. Anybody just listening, that was a visual.
I know.
I don't know. A couple hundred for 2 people.
Yeah.
Maybe around there. We don't. It depends where you go, what you're eating. Why? What's your number?
What was the place in Florida we went? What was that place called?
You best to let me answer. Okay.
Yeah. Well, good. You want to go?
No, you go first. I want to hear how much.
Don't forget, Janine got taken to like fucking, where was it? Aruba or some shit on her company retreat.
Aruba. Yeah, but she didn't buy those meals.
Monaco. Yeah, definitely didn't buy them.
Yeah.
All right. We went to Victoria and Albert's, my wife and I, for our honeymoon dinner down in Disney. It's the only
It's
only 5-star restaurant in Disney. So it's 5-star restaurant plus Disney bullshit prices. What did we spend? Almost $1,000. It was 9 something.
No way.
Wait,
what did you buy there?
Were you there with your kids?
No, this was after we. Do you know what a honeymoon is?
I didn't hear you say honeymoon. Smartass. You jerk.
I'm not even sure I said honeymoon, but I couldn't resist saying the joke.
Just to be a jerk.
Hey, you could have had kids before the honeymoon.
That's true.
You think I'd know that though?
Yeah, it was almost $1,000. But I don't even think that was the most expensive. That was the most expensive meal I paid for. The most expensive meal I've ever been a part of would be Uncle Glory Hole's birthday party.
Oh boy.
When I can only assume he came fresh from a glory hole too.
I mean, is there any other way?
Yeah, I don't.
Was the glory hole included? Were you?
For 62 grand, somebody.
It was actually buy one get one.
There you go. That's what it
was. That's generous.
But same hole, so you gotta.
Oh no! Do you think there's a glory hole attendant who like I don't know Windexes that area?
Gives you a tissue.
You have to reach go.
A tissue, a napkin, a wipe.
Here's what I want to know: is there a glory hole etiquette where once the other guy finishes, do you got to reciprocate? How's that? Like if you just stick your penis in and get your BJ, you just pick up and leave. There's no.
Well, that's assuming it's two. That's assuming it's two guys in that glory hole.
Oh,
even if it's a guy and a girl,
it's always two guys.
Well, if it's a guy and a girl,
yeah.
The other. How do you the guy can reciprocate to the? How do you reciprocate to the girl?
Get that tongue in there, big dog. You got to stick your face through that hole as much as possible.
That's insane.
Stick your tongue out. What was it? What was the name of the place we went to for him? Del Posto? And how much did we spend? I can't remember. Right. For all of us?
What's the most we've ever spent on a meal?
Okay, so there was, I don't know, 8 people there? 10 people.
Oh, yeah.
And it was almost $4 grand for a single meal. We had a ravioli course that had to be like $100 and something alone. Like it was fucking absurd. Yeah.
So what was it? 1,000?
It was almost 4,000 for 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so $400 a person.
It was up there, yeah.
That's insane.
Actually, I think it was more than that, but I don't know. We've never been able to confirm. There was a lot of lore to that evening. Anyway, right. Did you get an update from your wife before we go to J-Sabs?
I did. We went to this place, this resort, and they had this 7-course meal with, wine thing for each course, and we did this whole big thing on vacation, and it came out to $700 for the two of us. Marked down from 1,000. We got a deal.
You got a coupon?
We had a coupon.
You got a coupon at the fucking $1,000 dinner place?
It was something with like you get this package thrown in with this thing.
Oh, right.
You buy 2 things.
Where was that?
It wasn't Aruba. It's a place in Jersey.
In Jersey?
Yeah.
I didn't think that was possible.
I know. Me neither.
Was Bruce Springsteen serving you?
Bruce Springsteen was there, and it was Thunder Road. What is as J-Sabs? What's your thing?
Go ahead.
So I'm trying to think, but like Anthony has said, did I ever have to pay for it?
That's right. As you can see, Frank clearly never paid for fucking meal. He had to ask his wife.
Right.
I don't remember what it cost.
Poor girl carries the whole load in that relationship. Go ahead.
Jerk.
When we went to Italy last time at this one place, and it was probably top 3 meals of our life. That's what we said too. And I think it was 4 or 450
per person or
No.
total?
total. I'm trying to think if there's any other place, like just the two of us. The thing is, like, how many years have we been together? Like, we've
A
gone
lot.
to, like,
Yeah.
we've gone to a lot of places. So I'm trying to think.
What
But
about honeymoons usually like a bit. That's where we spent our big thing. It was like, because we're never gonna fucking spend this much money on a meal again.
Honeymoon's hard to
We
do.
went to Tahiti, so I basically had to sell my body there to just eat a burger a day.
Just to get there.
Yeah, just to get there.
Tahiti's expensive.
Yes.
Is that the place with the over the water bungalows?
Yep.
Yeah, I always want to go there, but until they fucking get off that island and push it closer, I'm not going.
But I think the most expensive meal that I've been a part of, you were right, in Monaco for our Christmas dinner. There was about, I want to say, between 25 and 30 people, and I think it came close to 50,000.
That's insane.
I mean, we were at
those are Johnny Depp numbers.
It was the Hotel Monaco. So what do you think you're going to pay there?
Yeah.
Holy cow. Well, I mean, was it, I mean, how good, was it good? I mean, what did they give you? It had to be like gold leaf this and caviar that.
There was definitely a glory hole, but they serve, like, obviously I'm not eating snails, and I remember them serving that. I was like, no, thank you. They're probably like, fucking stuffy American, get out of here. But I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not eating that.
No escargot for you?
No thanks.
There had to be like caviar, lobster.
Yeah, there was
definitely
$50,000. There was caviar, that I know. I don't think I tried that either, because I was like, yeah.
You wouldn't eat caviar?
I probably should have, because of where I was. But I was like, oh my God, I don't want to throw up in front of anyone.
You don't think you'd like caviar?
How embarrassing. No, I don't think I would like the consistency of it.
It's like sprinkles.
Yeah, I don't.
Little dots. And then it's.
Do you like oysters?
I do.
Okay.
You could eat oysters, but not caviar.
Yeah, you might not have a problem with caviar. You might be
the consistency of oysters is way grosser than caviar.
It's like
a ball of snot. But they're good. I like oysters too, but that's not a.
I don't know, but I remember thinking, like, this is probably going to be the most expensive meal.
How'd you find out the cost?
Please, mother, because I used to handle the receipts and such.
There you go.
So
yeah,
okay.
I never found it, but when I was at CBS FM in the city, there were two parties. There was one at STK, and I knew.
Oh yeah, we went there too once when they came in.
What?
But how many people were yours when the people from Monaco came in?
Oh, it was a lot of people, and I knew it was expensive because like half of the Giants were, half of the New York Giants were eating there that night, and I remember somebody said something to like the maitre d'. And they were like, between your party and them, this has been like I don't think we've ever made this much money.
Really?
Yeah. Because we were like 80, 100 people at CBS FM. And then
that's a lot.
We also had another Christmas party at the Dream Hotel.
Ooh, yeah.
In Midtown. And that was pretty pricey. And I never saw how much any of these were, but I just remember thinking they've spent a ridiculous. And I don't know if I should say this, but they bought cars for everybody to get home.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all right. I was going to say they bought everybody cars.
No, but like some of these fucking people lived in South Jersey and fucking.
Oh, that's normal for
Staten Island and shit like that. Yeah. They're dropping $150, $200 on transportation home per person.
Yeah,
it's all a write-off.
I guess so.
They're the ones writing it off.
We went to STK in the city once. When they came in, they wanted to go to a good steakhouse nearby, and we were so I was on 40th and 5th Avenue. That's a little tough. Like, there's some good places, but they really did want to go there, so like, okay. But we had 20 people, so they wouldn't sit us at a regular table. They wanted us to go into a private room. So we had to pay for the private room, plus like some other kind of charge, of course. So that
Always
was
you with those
expensive
private
too.
rooms.
That was expensive too.
That's pretty pricey.
I don't remember that one, but I knew that was like probably 20.
All right, I want to talk about Camille, but out of steakhouses, STK, Old Homestead, Smith and Walensky, and what's the one? Peter Luger's. Which one are you picking? If you could only go to one,
I have a better one than all of those.
Throw it in the pile.
It's actually we ate there in it was in
It better not be in Jersey.
no, it was in Vegas actually. We ate there
Better not be Guy Fieri.
for our birthday. I think it was just called the Steakhouse.
It was the steakhouse in Treasure Island. I don't know if it's still there.
That was insanely good.
That was a good steak.
Oh man!
But let's keep it to the city. Let's keep it to the New York, because a lot of people are watching. They never get to come to New York. They're going to come to New York. They got 3 dopey New Yorkers talking here.
All right. So what were they again? Smith and Walensky.
Smith and Walensky, Peter Luger's, Old Homestead, STK.
I don't know if I've eaten at all of those. I think I
have to go with Smith and Walensky for 500.
Wow, shocked by that. Shocked.
I think Old Homestead was pretty good. From what I remember, I think I've eaten it once, and it was a long time ago.
Although I really do like STK though too. I like the vibe of STK better.
I would have put STK over Smith and Walensky. That's why I was surprised to see you pick it. Yeah, STK is good as shit.
I can't remember.
It is really good. And you know what? I've eaten at the one in Disney Springs.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I've never eaten there, but I know they have a couple of locations.
Well, you will, because for my 40th, we're all going to go there.
With this traveling for the 40th already, I can't fucking take it. No, Frank
Just
has played
go.
that.
Just don't
Frank
go.
spent that card. Nobody else can do it. That's it. It's over.
Called it.
I hope you know it's like an overnight trip, and everyone's going to Disney for the. Oh no, we're going to Universal for the day. We're eating at STK, and that's it.
And then flying back.
And then flying back next morning.
Could we road trip it?
No, we can't road trip it.
We got a couple of what are those called? Like Winnebagos.
For people who may not be familiar, Frank had the dumb idea, or his wife, I'm not sure, of fucking having his 40th birthday party in Atlantic City. So now I got to drag my ass over to Atlantic City. I'm starting to think.
What do you mean drag your ass? You don't even have to drive. We're driving you.
I'm starting to think this is a scam, because the last we were talking about, you weren't there, Frank, but at our pizza gathering, we were fucking talking about it. And next thing I know, Frank's sister-in-law is working me over for a hotel room for her kids to watch my kids. That was the latest scam they were working on.
What is that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like, oh, what if we bring our kids and they'll watch your kids? And then I'm thinking, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Then I was like, oh, wait a second, but I got to pay for their fucking room, $600 a night to get a fucking hotel room in Atlantic City on a Saturday night.
Who do we got to suck off to get a better rate?
Johnny Depp.
We're getting a block of rooms. Don't get your rooms yet.
Okay. Then she fucking goes, I'll bring Mike. And then I go, oh, this won't be so bad. Everybody's going to split up. And then I realize I'm the only asshole who's got to fucking get their kids watched. And so now suddenly I'm footing the bill for that whole fucking
kids
thing.
Are not coming to Atlantic City. No kids.
I might have to bring my kids. Like, I might not have a choice.
You got months to prepare for this.
What am I going to do? Grow a babysitter out of fucking nowhere?
No, there's no babysitters that exist anywhere in the world.
My babysitter's going off to college. I'm screwed.
You have one babysitter you can call.
Yes.
That's it.
I got one babysitter. I can't leave my kids for 48 hours. It's tough. It's hard.
Well, you got time to figure it out. We got months yet. Figure it out.
I like your solution.
That sounds like suck it. Suck it.
It sounds like, go fuck yourself, asshole. That's what it sounds like.
That's what that is.
Camille news. This is the again, 62 grand on an Indian feast. Camille wasn't invited. Shocked.
Oh.
Go to find out, Camille has a boyfriend.
Is he Johnny Depp level?
I thought she was married.
Anybody, Frank?
That's true. That's a good point.
What did you say? She was married?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
So, do we have a picture of this boyfriend? Can she do better?
People could Google him. I don't know if he's good. It's hard to tell. I don't think he's good. I mean, he doesn't look like Johnny Depp, so I'm going to assume he's kind of a fucking dork. But my
Anybody who doesn't
spectrum-
look like Johnny Depp is a dork.
but my spectrum of
pretty
what
much.
women find attractive is all I can't. There's no.
I want to see him. How about this? I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh,
Go
there
ahead.
she goes.
Edward Owen is his name for those who want to Google him up. Edward Owen.
right.
And not only is he a boyfriend, Frank,
Uh-huh.
he's the
this ain't
worst
working.
kind of boyfriend if your girlfriend's going to be in the same room as Johnny Depp. And you know what kind of boyfriend that is?
What's that?
What is that?
It's not
A
working.
long distance boyfriend.
Oh, that's not good. That is not good. I typed in Edward, and he's like the second thing down.
Let me see him.
It's a big deal.
All I had to type was Edward.
Yeah, he's a big deal. Everybody wants to know who the hell Edward Owen is.
Let me
He's the
see
worst.
him.
He's the
You
worst
You
thing
can
you
show
could
it to me.
be.
You can.
He's no Johnny Depp. He's like a cross between Elon Musk and who's the guy that runs Facebook?
Oh, that ginger.
Fuck, that's not bad. Yeah,
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg.
It's
Thank you.
Elon Musk and Zuckerberg had a kid.
That's pretty good.
Show me.
Can't.
I can't show you.
Oh, come
You got to
on.
Google it.
My phone's not working right now.
All right. Believe me, you're not
Really?
missing anything.
Yeah.
But could you imagine being this Edward Owen? You're like, oh yeah, my wife's got this interesting case. Next, 3 days later, everybody thinks Johnny Depp's fucking your girlfriend, and you're fucking in England while
That
she's
sucks.
in the States
At
at a
least they-
fucking Radisson with fucking
Yeah.
Johnny Depp.
I don't know, man. I mean, that guy's got to be the most jealous guy in the world, I would imagine.
I'm assuming a Radisson. I'm sorry. Is there a fucking four seasons in West Virginia?
The
I don't
hell do
think
I
so.
know? I have no idea.
I think
I'm gonna go
Radisson
with
is
no.
about as high end as they get over there.
Is that right? I don't know. But yeah, I'm sure he's probably the most unless he's like the most secure guy in the world.
Hampton Inn.
Hampton.
He would have to be. How do you not get jealous? The whole country is shipping you guys.
Right, I'm jealous. How can he not get jealous? Right.
Yeah. There's no way you're not fucking crazy jealous.
Yeah, then then you finally meet up after the trial's over. It's like, so, how was the trial?
Yeah. What's the first thing that you're going to do when you slide your sausage into her bun? You're going to be like, is this a little looser than it was before?
Probably jizz in 23 seconds because they're long distance. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's just going to play games with you. There's just no fucking way. It's not going to.
It's got to mess with you a little bit.
Yeah.
Does this feel like Johnny Depp's been inside here?
Because she's thinking, I could have had Johnny Depp. I could have him right now.
You
Yeah.
think so?
Probably. If she wanted.
You think he's in there sniffing it to see if there's any cigarette residue
Oh.
smoke in there?
Oh.
Like,
You,
this kind of smells like an old pool hall. I don't know what's happening here. I'm a little.
There's a goatee now around it. No, I don't even know.
Is there a fucking ring? Is that a ring in your vagina, or is it just?
There's all tattoos everywhere. Mm-mm. Oh, good. Smells like rum.
Yeah.
yeah, right. That's probably the character I would make him be.
That's the one that does it for you.
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Well, all the other characters are either weirdos or, I mean, you got Psycho,
Or
Psycho
Edward
Killer,
Scissorhands. That's a good
Yep.
one too.
Edward Scissorhands. You got who's the butcher, the butcher of Seville there, the barber of Seville. I forget his name.
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd,
Oh, that's a good one too.
Willy
Oh.
Wonka.
Nah, I don't like that one.
That's
That's
kind of creepy.
Do you think
I-
that people that sleep with actors, actors,
I would.
actresses, make them role play in a role that they're in? I never thought that thought never occurred to me.
Yes, because here's the thing: a lot of people who become obsessed with celebrities, they fall in love per se to the character, not the actual
You don't
person.
know that.
Oh, I know it, Frank.
I'm sure they've met. If a non-celebrity is dating a celebrity, which is, I guess, I don't know if that's rare or not, but I'm sure they talk to them and get to know. Yeah, they probably know them from the movies, and they're probably very attracted to them. But I'm sure there are cases where they have to date. If they're not don't fall in love with the characters per se. Maybe
Yes, they do.
but not every time.
Yes, they do.
I
Frank,
don't know.
I would say 1,000% because that's what I would do. But
I think it happens more if they're dating a layperson, like somebody outside of the business, if they're dating another actor, maybe not. But if they're dating, anybody
Some
else,
yeah, that's what I mean.
I could see that.
Yeah, maybe.
At least
I could
I'm
see
not
that
tired.
All right,
I know why. Because I didn't have my full coffee today. I didn't have Jumpstart coffee.
Go get
That's
your Jumpstart,
why.
damn it.
Nail it. Link in the description. Order up now.
So
Was I the only person that was obsessed with where he stayed during the trial? Why don't we know this?
You are obsessed with that.
Do you think he because again, there's no 4 fucking seasons in West Virginia. It can't be. Do you think he stayed at a Sheraton, or do you think he bought a house or Airbnb'd a house?
Yeah, he probably rented a place.
I don't know. That's a good question because honestly, there really isn't. I used to work for someone who would not stay in not even 4-star hotels. It had to be the best of the best with the hotels. So,
agree. Wait, are you talking about me?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen you in hotel rooms.
Because this sounds like me, though. You're talking about old me, Frank.
You don't get invited to hotels anymore. They don't want you there.
What did he do? I don't want to even know.
Oh my god!
Does he do?
I left holes on the floor and threw a menu on the floor to be a dick when I was 19, and I've not lived it down yet with these fucking people.
We'd go to his room. You couldn't see the floor.
No.
In the bedroom and in the bathroom. The bathroom was covered. It looked like a bird cage. It was covered with newspaper all around the floor. Close.
He shot on the walls.
The whole floor was covered in newspaper, implying that he was sitting there reading whatever, and then when he was done with the page, just threw it on the floor.
Can we just talk about one thing?
No. Yeah.
How do people have birds as pets? They're so fucking annoying. How? Okay.
I've had birds as pets.
No.
Okay.
My wife has had that.
Really?
Yeah.
Birds can be great pets.
I'm surprised that there's no way your wife had a bird as a pet.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
I went into a pet store the other day with my 2 kids who are equally as annoying as birds. And my older one was like, we got to get out of here. Why are the birds making so much noise?
Oh, and you get 400 of them in one room.
Oh my God, so annoying.
It's going to sound like the Amazon rainforest.
I can't.
If you have 1, 2 birds, it's not going to sound like that.
No, that still sounds annoying.
Depends on the type of bird too.
The squawking,
the little parakeet, the little squeaks here and there. If you get a giant macaw parrot, scare the shit out of you in the middle of the night.
Imagine you're banging Johnny Depp and all you hear is your fucking bird in the background.
Repeating you. I've asked you, matey.
So there was one of those there, I guess, whatever kind that is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to my daughter because I was telling her, calm down. You guys don't sound better than these birds. And I heard him imitating me. And I turned around like, who's talking about me? I really thought it was another person.
So the bird copied you after one?
Yep.
One thing.
Because I was right next to it. It was behind me.
That's
and I'm
awesome.
like, who's I thought it was someone who worked there, just making fun of me. Nope. It was a bird. So I was like, great. Even fucking birds make fun of me. Thanks. Okay.
There's a place.
Bird's a subscriber. It's unbelievable. Did you know that? That bird?
Oh, sorry, bird.
Honestly. There's a place not too far from where I live that you walk into. It's a pet store, but they specialize in parrots and tropical birds and all this stuff. And you walk in, they have this room. You walk in and all the cages, everything's open. And all the birds are just out and walking around. And you just walk in and you just put your arm out. They come up and they walk all over you. You can interact with them. It was pretty cool.
I was going to say this bird
shit on you. They shit on you if you want. if that's your thing.
It's always tropical birds or exotic birds. I like to open up just ordinary bird stores.
Pigeons
Boring
and sparrows. Birds you find on the
LTV.
street. And seagulls.
I think that would be a thing. That'd be very popular.
I hate pigeons. Please don't have pigeons. I mean, I think pigeons are the most disgusting birds ever.
Well, they're disgusting because you were told they were disgusting. They're not that disgusting.
Oh, I hate them.
I wouldn't touch one with a 10-foot. You know, I'm sure they have.
What would you do if you found out that
parasites.
pigeons are the most delicious meal ever? Like,
No.
what if somebody
They're-
cooked a pigeon? You know, it was like
They
fucking
do.
phenomenal.
It's a delicacy. It's squab. If you ever had squab, that's a
No, I'm good.
pigeon.
Nope.
They eat that. That's a delicacy.
Nope.
Yep.
You just reminded me, Frank. I never picked the steakhouse, Old Homestead.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. All right, so we agree.
While we're on the topic of animals, did you see the Frankenfish?
No, but I want to. What
Okay.
is this?
Link
Does
in
it
the
have
description.
bolts? Oh,
It's a freakishly. It looks like a fucking. It
Frank?
looks like if a bird evolved into a fish. It's got like a wing
I'm looking.
Okay.
Here we go. Frankenfish.
and a creepy rat tail. I don't even know if this is real,
Oh,
but it's fucking disgusting.
this
Speaking
looks like
of fish, we should have a fishing trip, the three of us, and record it.
I don't want to go to Atlantic City for his birthday. Why would I want to go on a fucking fishing trip? I don't understand.
You live like 5 minutes from the ocean.
I know. I was gonna
What's the
say, there's so many fishing trips around here. First of all, you would barely put your rod your rod in the water. I doubt.
Oh,
I can work a rod. I don't know what you're talking about.
So can I.
all right. You two can go on your own. I'll be home.
Frank,
I'm
you
looking
do
at-
like to fish, though, right?
I'm not a big fisherman.
All right, then fuck you. I'll take your brother. Bye.
You can take my brother. That's fine.
When
I'll
we went-
go. I'll sit. You know, I'll drink on the boat. I don't give a shit.
I was just gonna say I'll drink on the boat. When we went to North Carolina, all the friends rented a house. 6 guys went on a fishing trip and Janine. That was the amazing thing. It was Janine and
And a
6
pregnant
dudes.
Janine. And a pregnant Janine.
And she
to
was
boot.
Yeah.
fucking pregnant as fuck.
I know how to fish. I've done a lot of fishing when I was a kid, but I'm not into it anymore, really.
See, but I'd rather fish off a pier than off a boat.
Oh, no, not me.
It depends what you're fishing for.
I like to be in the open water.
Yeah,
But
this-
see,
This
Go
fish
ahead.
looks fucking
go
weird,
ahead.
Like
but
to be on the open water. Okay.
I didn't
Okay,
want to
dangerous
say
catch. Fucking I want to be on
I
the
don't reel in the marlins.
it.
But no, I mean, I'll go. I'll sit there. I'll drink. I'll bullshit
So
with
I'm
everybody.
gonna
I'll
be the
drive.
only one
I'll drive the boat if you need a
actually fishing.
captain. I'll be
I'm not
captain.
gonna
I
get on
call
the boat.
captain.
I'm not getting on a boat that you're driving. That's never gonna happen.
I'm a great captain.
Where
I
would this
sail. I'm a sailor now.
I sail now? Where would this fishing trip be? Where would it leave from? Where do I have to go?
Oh,
We can rent
there's
any.
so many. There's so
Yeah,
many.
along any coast that we on Long Island, they'll rent us. They'll rent boats. You pick it, and we'll go. I don't care.
Well, it doesn't have to be just us anyway. It could be 6 guys and me again. So that's it.
Did your husband go that time?
No.
Or your husband didn't even go when you
Nope.
went. That was
Have
amazing.
fun. No, I'll go. On
He's
the boat.
not-
I like boating over fishing.
See, I like boating, but to sit there and constantly fucking rock after a little while, all right.
Oh, so you'll get sick.
I got
Yo-
vertigo. I can't fucking handle it
really?
after a while.
You know what I would
God,
do?
would you 80?
You know what I would do is
I could do it for a few. I'm sorry, Frank. I could do it for a few hours, but after like 10 hours, it's like enough.
Who the hell wants to be out there for 10 hours? No. See, what we should do is boating activities like I mean, we're not in the best area for scuba diving, but like was it water skiing or jet skiing, stuff like that, stuff to do on the water. I would do that kind of stuff. Fishing, I would do, but it's not. Doesn't really grab me.
The chat's really good tonight.
I wish I could see it.
I'm not really reading it out loud. I'm just kind of flashing the funny lines on screen every now and then.
Yeah, this Frankenfish thing, it's fucking weird looking.
Where is it found? Maybe that's where we could go.
I put the link in the description so everybody can see it. But yeah, this guy on Instagram.
Location
Oh,
wise.
he's a Norwegian fisherman.
So in Norwegia.
He's Norwegia. Yeah, that's a throwback.
It's weird. I feel like this thing, it looks like one of those deep water fish that like, it's a pale white. It has those big eyes. It looks like something you'd find like on a nature channel that is like
Trying to scare you?
Yeah, like so, like it's so dark and down there that only this thing could survive.
That's what she said.
Oh, that wasn't bad.
Oh, that made me full laugh.
That is weird though. Yeah, I could. It looks like this thing would be flying through like a mini dragon almost.
It looks like if somebody took a dragon, a frog, a fish, and a pigeon and just crumbled it all together and went like this, and then there fuck it was.
I give you that. Yeah,
it's disgusting. This
isn't a new species, is it, or is this some kind of mutant thing?
Who the fuck knows? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Remember the thing that washed up on Montauk a few years ago?
Yeah.
We never.
What the hell was that? We kind of all ignored that.
We just let it go after a while. I was like,
that's a weird thing. So what the hell else is going on? Yeah, that was weird. But no, Frankenfish. I don't think it's good eating. I wouldn't eat that fish.
No, I would not eat that fucking thing.
Said,
that looks disgusting.
Yeah,
it looks really disgusting. January 6th hearings are going to commence this week. Thursday, I believe. Everything starts going. Liz Cheney was trending yesterday because she said that this was a wide conspiracy, extremely broad and well organized. She said that once everybody sees the evidence, it's going to be chilling.
So is this all going to be out in the open? Like the hearings are going to be on the air?
Excellent question, Frank. Because as you say this, I also did some digging. And as it turns out, and I bring this up too because we're coming off the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. We need a new thing to be obsessed about. They are going to air the hearings.
Nice.
Supposedly, the House Select Committee investigating the insurrection is working with a former ABC News television executive to produce the hearings.
Oh.
So take from that what you will. Like, you read something like that and you're like, oh, okay, is this really real? Or are they just producing a television show to fucking keep everybody occupied?
Why would you need a producer for this? I mean, I guess news needs producing, so you need it. You got to have a producer if you're running a TV show. That makes sense.
I mean, kind of, but usually with these hearings, they fucking they point a camera at the Congress people, they point a camera at the witness.
Yeah. Done. No, I know, but you need. I mean,
are they going to bring in a jib arm? Are we going to get slow pans? Are we going to get? I don't know.
I think a lot of people don't know exactly what the job of a producer is. Like, you go, all right, the director kind of steers the ship, but the producer is the guy who puts the ship together, I guess. Like, the producer is the person.
Well, yeah, they're going to pick the look. They're going to pick people, director.
Right. They're the arrangers, I feel like, is the best. They have to get the schedules together and get everything in order so it's all runs smoothly. That's the producer, I think. The director just takes the wheel after that. And I don't.
But does it taint when you hear something like that? Taint what they're doing here?
No, I mean, just because they're set. I feel like everything that's televised has a producer.
Yeah.
News programs all have producers.
And I wonder too. I wonder how much Depp and Heard weighed in on this, because usually with these things, like, it's on TV or it's C-SPAN or whatever. For whatever reason, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard just decided to let that thing out to multiple YouTube channels.
Right.
And that's what I think helped it just fucking catch fire.
Yeah, that thing went nuts. Everybody was into that.
Because it's weird, because we talked about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard 2 years ago, right? Like, when we started doing this format of the podcast, we talked about that shit early on and nobody gave a shit. This time around, everybody cared. It is so strange, just timing wise. It's just weird how some of those things work out sometimes.
Yeah.
So this could be a huge flop or a big win. Who knows?
That's what she said.
So what day does it start?
Thursday, it starts.
This Thursday or next? It's this Thursday, right?
This Thursday,
I think
June 9th.
here's the thing. I don't think people are gonna. I don't know. For me, that's just gonna be boring because it's a lot of political stuff, right?
No, it's going to be all about January 6th and how it was arranged and who was involved and text messages and it's going to be what the January 6th committee came out with. It's not going to be like you're not going to be sitting there watching C-SPAN and like.
Well, I think it's an interesting
asleep.
question because that's what a producer will do. A producer will sit there and go, okay, call this person, then call that person, then go with this person because they know what's going to come out. So
No,
if
I
they
don't think
time it right, they'll have their little pops of like, holy shit, did you see this?
Yeah.
Every so often so that
I don't think a producer is going to dictate the trial.
they
hearings.
shouldn't be, but if the committee is working with them, I'm sure the producer's going to say, hey, do it this way. I mean,
Either maybe or the committee is going, this is what we're doing. Hey, producer, you should know what we're doing so you know where, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of evidence that needs to be shown, videotape or text messages, things that have to be shown on screens. I'm sure the TV producers need to be aware of all that. So it's probably, and if it's an official government hearing, I doubt very much that a TV producer is going to be like, this is how you have to present your case.
I think that's exactly what a TV producer would do. It would be like, listen,
I think in every situation, yeah, but not in a
because
not
this
in a
is the court of
government
public opinion just as much as it is an actual congressional hearing.
I don't.
Maybe even more so.
Say what you just said bored me. So
All right, how about this for
Goodbye.
exciting? A Texas woman got pregnant while she was pregnant
That's
I didn't see this.
and then gave birth to twins.
so. All right,
I need to know the signs of this.
Yeah,
because
I got to know details. Yeah, like how far along was she with the first one?
Okay, the rule of thumb here is don't trust vasectomies, fellas. Okay, that's.
Oh boy, is that what happened?
This just goes to show you. No, it had nothing to do with a vasectomy. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
in this particular instance, you can't really trust doctors.
Also,
then you get two kids.
always pull out. Go ahead.
Always, yeah. I wouldn't even trust the pull-out game. But
I mean, unless you're aiming for having a kid.
okay, it's a medical condition known as superfetation. Probably mispronouncing that.
Fetation.
How do you
Yeah.
spell it?
superfetation. Superfetation.
Like fetal
Okay.
fetation.
Fetation. Yeah.
All right.
A new pregnancy occurs during an initial pregnancy within days or weeks after the first one. So this woman, Kara, got pregnant, went to the doctor, ultrasound, there's a baby. Okay. The doctor said she most likely ovulated twice, releasing 2 eggs, and they got fertilized at different times, about a week or so, maybe even more apart.
Damn.
Damn. That's very extremely rare, obviously.
So they're not technically twins.
Technically, they're twins because they were born at the same time, although one kind of looks a little bit bigger than the other one.
What I'm saying is it wasn't an egg that split, so they're not maternal twins. So they're fraternal. Okay, so they don't look alike. So fraternal.
And it happened a little bit after one another, which is obviously during the time they were conceiving. So she was technically pregnant while she was pregnant, but it happened in a close proximity. It wasn't discovered until later. So they were like, oh, okay, you got a baby. And then the next time they went around, they were like, oh, holy shit, there's another baby. And that's because the other baby was just a smidge behind.
I mean, is that dangerous? I mean, I don't know if the article will say this. I wonder if it's like the first one's going to be born and then what, the next one is 2 weeks behind, or they're born at the same time?
I think they were born at the same time. I know that. I don't know if
they were already born.
Yeah, they were already born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they definitely had different placentas.
Yeah, that I probably would have to. Yeah, if they had 2 different eggs, 2 different what's that called?
Sacks.
Sacks.
Actually, 2 sacks could share one placenta too. That is that is possible.
To quote Kramer, Mother Nature is a mad scientist. All kinds of different things happening there. Now, all right, so they're both healthy, I presume. Everything was normal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so is this like a
which rarely happens, by the way? When this happens, when this does happen, it's rare that they both come out all right.
Yep.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And this is a very rare thing.
It's a very, very rare thing.
You rarely hear about it. So, hey, cool. Good for
pregnant
them.
while being pregnant. See?
Damn.
They always talk about Irish twins. This is like, I don't even know what you would call this. Northern Irish twins? I don't know.
Super Irish.
Super Irish twins.
Imagine how annoyed she was. She's probably like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, I feel like that's most people that find out that they're having twins when you're like, especially, here's what's terrifying. When you have like 2 kids and you're like, let's try for that third one. And then suddenly the third kid is fucking triplets. And now you're suddenly like, oh, I got a fucking baseball team now all of a sudden.
One of the nurses who helped deliver Eliana, she has...
Who the fuck is that? Oh, that's
this
your
girl.
kid.
My kid. Asshole. She had one, then she had another one. And then she's like, oops, I got pregnant. And she's a labor and delivery nurse herself. So she's like, all right, I'm okay with third. She's having twins. She is not okay with it. She's like, are you fucking kidding me? I ran into her and she's just like, guess what? It's twins. Like, great. And I'm like, sorry. And she's like, great. So, yeah, man.
That fucking sucks.
Yep.
So everybody's coming for me not everybody in the comments that I said maternal twins.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that.
That's said fraternal and maternal, but
it's paternal.
No, nope. I said paternal. No. I said fraternal and maternal, like father and mother. But maternal twins, I'm looking, and there's
such thing.
Yeah, there's a such thing.
It's fraternal and identical.
Identical, I know. I misspoke, but
maternal?
I'm looking it up, and it says,
I didn't even hear you say that.
It says there maternal twins are formed by the splitting of a fertilized egg
pulls out.
In order to develop several different fetuses. Maternal twins are identical. It's another way of saying identical, apparently. I don't know. I thought it was.
Are you defending yourself? You saying that everybody is bullshit?
I'm saying that I meant to say identical or opposite of fraternal, and I just said maternal just because.
Look at how uncomfortable Frank gets when just talking about pregnancy and kids.
I'm not uncomfortable.
And so he pulls out every time.
What are you talking about?
Every single time.
Frank's got the best pull-out game out of anybody that we know, though.
Boom. No, I just instinctively went opposite of fraternal, maternal, and it turns out that is a term. So I misspoke. I meant to say identical.
You misspoke and got lucky.
And I got lucky, right? So, apparently, I don't know.
And so now everybody's stupid who's watching. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm stupid. I didn't know what I was saying, and I accidentally got it right.
All right.
I took my youngest, aka Baby Satan, in Starbucks the other day, and she was just acting like an animal in there. And there was this, like, I'd say young guy, between 25 and 30, and he was kind of like laughing, putting down his head. So as I leave, I had to go past him, and I go, I hope you pull out.
Oh.
And he starts laughing. He goes, yes, I do. I go, exactly. Smart. Smart.
Hit the next t-shirt.
I thought you were going to say you threw coffee in his face. That would have been equally as funny for me. Tampa Bay Rays pride patch, or water engine conspiracy theory? Where do you want to go next?
You pick, J Sabs.
J Sabs, it's up to you, because I feel like you're about to pow out gracefully. We're getting to that time.
You can't tell. I guess the pride. What?
Pride patch.
The pride patch.
Pride patch. Okay.
Shocked. I thought I could have sworn. I thought you would have went for the conspiracy theory. June is Pride Month, of course. As you know, everybody on this show is committed to masturbating to lesbian porn only, which is a big. Again, no thanks necessary. We just do it for the love of the LGBTQ community.
We do what we can here on the show.
But a lot of people are celebrating Pride in different ways. In baseball, they're throwing rainbow colored logos on their uniforms. The Tampa Bay Rays are doing this. And for the, I don't know if this is, I believe this is for the first time, but they left it up to the players to decide if they want a pride patch on their uniform. And a bunch of players for the Tampa Bay Rays opted out of the fucking pride patch. I mean,
You think they were like, no, thanks.
yeah,
Fucking Florida, man.
fucking, and I'm surprised by it because here's the, I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing.
Are they the only team where players opted out?
I think so, because if not, I feel like we would have heard more about this. And
Or
it's
just because it's Florida, they were like, let's talk more shit about them.
yeah, maybe that could be it though. I don't know.
Come on, man. Just wear the freaking patch.
Reliever Jason Adam, excuse me, was among those who opted out. He said it was a quote faith-based decision for him, saying quote it's just what we believe, the lifestyle he's, meaning Jesus, encouraged us to live for our good, not to withhold, but we love those men and women, we care about them, and we want them to feel safe and welcome here. Again, I remember when I had the priest give the speech. I don't think you can really pick one or the other. You can't be like, I don't fucking support your lifestyle, but you're welcome here.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think it works that way. I think that's bullshit.
You either are accepting and supportive, or you're not.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna just say, like, it's one thing to be like, I don't believe in it. It's not for me, but I'm supporting you. Put the fucking patch on.
Yeah, if you support people that live that lifestyle, then you support them. What's the problem?
AKA glory holes. Go ahead.
You don't have to be gay, lesbian, and you could be a straight person and support the LGBTQ community. It doesn't,
because isn't that what support is doing something for somebody else, but no matter what you believe in or feel or whatever.
Here's the thing, because religion comes into play with that, and people will, like I said, I am not religious, but there are some people who are very hardcore religious and cannot get past being gay or lesbian or whatever because of their beliefs.
Yeah,
so
Jesus never said anything about.
Yeah, but they say people, like, Catholic,
treat others the way you want to be treated.
No, not for the Catholic Church.
Yeah, but it's in the Bible. What is it? Men shouldn't lay with other men, or whatever the fuck that verse is.
A lot of things in the Bible.
Men should not go into one glory holes from.
That's true. That's in the back somewhere.
There are
definitely
things,
in the back.
The same people who quote that in the Bible say, they're forgetting a lot of other quotes, like, this person works on Sunday, and should they be put? There's things in the Bible that say people who work on Sunday should be put to death.
Doesn't matter though, Frank, because here's the thing: you can't argue with someone's religious beliefs.
I get that.
That's the problem.
I understand, but there are also is consistency. I mean, you have to. The Bible says, like, people who wear this, who have what's the quote? There's a bunch of quotes that, like, nobody today would agree that it makes sense. Like, let's see, I'll look it up. But give me a minute. Talk amongst yourselves.
Boom, 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 boom. I don't agree with it, but
Ladmay thinks we're disgusting talking about the Bible that way. See, for me, I don't know how religious.
I've never read it.
No, I have no problem with people with the Bible and people who, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. I just there are some things.
You're not a hardcore religious freak.
There are some things in the Bible that we don't necessarily follow today. The skin of a dead pig makes one unclean. If you touch the skin of a dead pig, that's in Leviticus. That makes you unclean.
How else are you gonna get the hot dog in the bun? That's ridiculous, Leviticus. Get with it.
So let's see.
Oh, there's a way to get the hot dog in the bun without touching it.
Let me see.
Hold on, breaking news. Well, Frank's got it. Let's give Frank a second to gather his thoughts.
Let me gather some stuff here.
Christine C says Ritz-Carlton, Hyatt Regency, Archer, all luxury hotels in Fairfax. But Depp and Heard probably rent luxury homes near there.
She's right. She's right. They probably do rent hotels.
I'm not calling Christine a liar. I have a hard time
houses.
believing there's a luxury hotel in fucking West Virginia. I also don't think there's a luxury neighborhood there either, but that's just me. I've driven through West Virginia. Fucking, I must have missed it. I didn't say nice shit anywhere. I'm just saying.
Okay, so if you've seen The West Wing, right? Anthony, this is where I'm getting this from, and this stuff does exist. Anthony, you've seen The West Wing.
Not only have I seen it, but I take its text more serious than the Bible. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, there's a scene in The West Wing where President Bartlett, Martin,
he calls out the religious fanatic girl.
Calls out the fanatic and goes through verses because he's a big, studied the Bible. So he points out chapters and verses in the Bible that by today's standards of living do not.
Hold on, Frank. I'm sorry to interrupt you again. This is breaking news. The trial wasn't in West Virginia. It was in Virginia.
Oh, really?
Oh,
is that right? I thought why did I think it was in West Virginia?
I don't know.
Then I apologize. I apologize to all the Virginia people. Not the West Virginia people. Fuck you and your state. But the Virginia people, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So no, I'm not bad-mouthing the Bible. All I'm saying is there are things in the Bible that we just do not do today, that our laws and our way of living do not line up with anymore. Like if you look at Leviticus.
I think we know this though. Before you go into all of them, don't people know this?
I don't. Yeah. Okay, then I'll shut up.
No, I mean to shut up, but I'm just saying I don't think you have to go into all the.
No, I mean there's some things in the Bible that just, not everybody. You can't pick and choose though. I mean, it's like, all right, we'll follow this, but we won't follow this. It's like, well, which one is it? I mean, are you following the Bible or are we not following the Bible? Because there's verses in the Bible that say it's okay to sell your daughter into slavery. So that's.
They might believe in that too.
I mean,
we're not going to sell our sons. Don't be ridiculous, Frank. I mean, not making any sense.
There's a lot that goes on in the Bible that we don't
sell baby same good
that we don't follow today. Is what I'm saying. So I'm just saying that not everything has to come out of All
right, now Paige is attacking me because of my reporting that it was definitely in Virginia, not West Virginia. And I'm just going to say this. Read the Bible, because in the Bible it says this trial was in West Virginia. Okay, so
would be taken right,
exactly.
Held in right.
Defamation trials are in West Virginia only. Leviticus 9:14. I just think it's bullshit, and I also think that this is, I don't know what's the word here, allowable bigotry to just hide behind fucking religion and act like, well, it's my religious beliefs that I got to be honest with you.
I'd like to know what's the religious belief.
I don't agree with, what'd you say?
I'm sorry, what is the religious belief? If you, I'd like to hear the explanation of the religious belief behind not wearing a patch.
Well, it's because they don't believe that.
Yeah, you don't have people. But their explanation after that is, but I support them.
Because it's a bullshit brother. It's a bullshit way out of being like, don't yell at me for being a bigot, hide behind my religion. That's what it fucking become.
I don't understand how you could say I support this group of people, but
I just think it's such horseshit, because the manager even came out and said, there's a quote from the fucking manager. I'm impressed that our players have had conversations and we want to support our players that choose to wear or choose not to wear to the best of our capabilities. Like, I understand, I get it's a bit of a problem when you're like forcing somebody to do something not in their religious beliefs, but again, it's bigotry hiding behind religion.
Well, if the Pope said it, then it's okay. That's probably what they think.
I agree. So. And the Pope should just fucking say it already, because, enough is enough. They keep dipping their toe in the water, the Catholic Church, they're clearly inching toward. This is why I hate this the most. In 20 years, this is not going to be this way anymore. It's just not. If attendance at churches continues to decline at the rate it's at, which if you go into any church on a fucking Saturday, there's fucking 6 people in there. Like, they've got to get with the times. You know, I don't understand how they are continually allowed to do this. And like, you know, nobody fucking does shit. Like, again, I've talked about this a lot. I'm sending, my kids are going through religious education. I'm doing the bare fucking minimum.
Sorry to hear that.
And I'm only doing it. Well, you know, you bring up a good point, Janine. You're not, are you doing religious education for your kids?
No.
I don't think half the people in our group are.
No.
We're in the minority of like sending our kid to religion. And I'm sending my kid to religion with the caveat of don't fucking believe this part of it.
Here's the thing, though. You and your wife both went to Catholic schools too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you I mean, if you're sending them to why let them decide on their, aren't you the kind of person that's like a let them decide on their own kind of thing?
1000%.
So then why tell them don't believe this?
Well, I mean, they're young right now. I mean, I mean, they're because they're going to, when that time comes where they're like, hey, this is what I learned in religious education, I'm going to say that's bullshit. Don't believe that.
Well, why?
They're going to be able to get to decide for themselves. But I think here's my problem. I'm going to insult a lot of people here.
Uh-oh. I'm going to brace myself.
Anybody
coming.
Anybody with a logical brain, I'm sorry, falls on the side of the LGBTQ community here. I'm sorry. If you're just blindly following the church, because at this point, everybody knows somebody who's LGBTQ, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. And if you're choosing a religious institution over the human being that you know, I'm sorry, but you have a screw loose. I understand if grandma's 99 and can't fucking get with the times, grandma gets a pass from me. She'll be dead anyway soon. Sorry, but that's the truth. But if you're 80 and younger, get with the fucking times. If you're picking some book, some religious institution, an organization that is clearly fucking hypocritical as fuck. I mean, we can't even get into what your own priest did. I'm sorry. But if you're choosing that over the fucking person you know, I just don't know what's wrong.
Here's why you can't get it. And I can't get it yet, but here's why. Because we don't have the belief that these people do. It's just something inside them. And you know, my friend said once, and it's true. She's like, I wish I could believe in something as much as we're talking about someone, as much as they do. I wish I could have that belief, but I don't.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who truly just, you know, it's tunnel vision. It's what they believe in, and that's it. But we can never understand that because we don't have that.
Never.
It's just true. It's just.
If I could be honest with you, I feel like I do believe that. My belief, I'm going to run for office on this. My belief is in fucking people. I believe in people.
Oh, I don't believe in anybody, but okay. Dead, live, AD, BD, whatever the fuck.
By the way, Paul has the greatest line of all time, which is brunch is the new church. That's true. I'll fucking show up at a brunch every Sunday. A church, not so much.
People do believe in brunch more. But I mean, like.
Let's get some Eggs Benedict in that fucking church, and maybe we'll start turning up some more envelopes at the end of the day.
We should get my brother on this subject.
Oh, boy.
Why?
Because he's the biggest atheist out there.
I mean, it's not even about whether you believe in God or not, which, again, to Frank's point, if you believe in God, we only, like, one of the fucking things he said was treat others how you'd like to be treated.
That's they asked him.
Right. But
they asked Jesus, what commandment is the most important to you? And he came back with, just treat everybody the way you want to be treated. He said, I am Lord your God. Treat others the way you want to be treated. That's what I live by. And I don't go to church every week, but I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. That's my religion, and I believe in it. And there's certain things that, love. People are saying, Lady May, love people, God. I believe in it, and it doesn't have to like I believe in everybody's rights. There's a good mixture of
Yeah, but
religion
Frank-
and freedom and everything.
Frank, would you say that you believe in God more than you believe in the Catholic Church? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
I believe, yeah. Well, of course, I believe in the higher power.
You believe in God more than you believe in the church, its rules, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of the church's
Thank you.
rules don't add up with the way people, like
Thank you.
calling homosexuality a sin. I don't agree with that.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's organized religions. That's like there's people who follow religions in certain things that whatever they believe in. Because I mean, I guess every religion has obviously their own beliefs and laws and certain ways of doing things.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets a little hazy, I'd say.
I like to believe in all the positive parts of religion. Anything
Like
that
the
comes out.
Oh, you
non-kid-touching
can't pick
parts?
and choose, Frank.
Yes, I can. All of the
Organized
anything
religion.
negative, like the
Like the
negative
kid-touching parts.
the kid touching parts. That's not good. The this way of life is not, anything negative like that is not good. So if you're saying that this person is leading a bad life, but they're not hurting anybody, and they're not, it's like hate the sin.
So you're
not
not
the
going to
person.
write, say you had a Match.com profile. You're not going to write in there, I'm a proud Catholic.
I'd say I'm a proud Catholic. I'm not I'm not the person that's like, I'm not anti anybody, which is,
Well, that's not entirely true.
That's true.
no, I'm not anti. The only
This
people,
guy is lying. He's lying.
the only person I'm anti is anybody who brings hate and division. I don't like. I'm anti-Trump. I'll give you that.
Oh my God.
Thank you for admitting that I'm right.
I am, because he's a
Slow
dick.
clap.
I'm anti-dicks. No,
Anti-dicks. Now that could be construed as anti-gay.
No, I'm not
like
anti-gay.
that.
No, I'm
Okay.
anti-people who are dicks. I'm not anti-gay. I'm very pro-LGBTQ.
You're pro dicks?
I'm pro-dicks, not and anti-dicks. But no, I'm very supportive of LGBTQ community, and they deserve the exact same rights as anybody else in every way. So that's where I differ from what the church is saying. That's a big part of that. LGBTQ deserves everything the same as as anybody else, and I don't get why that's such a hard thing to get over. I don't understand that.
Because there's religious freaks out there who
No,
who have tunnel vision.
I mean, you could be religious, but religion is all about love and togetherness and acceptance and being, just
Maybe
positive.
Frankie sees religion.
And
So
being
says
positive.
CatholicMatch.com.
What does it say? I can't see.
There's a thing in a church bulletin. Our good pal Brian the Cannon Batted
Oh,
sent me CatholicMatch.com.
all right.
God
Yeah, there's
help me.
people that. Well, there's just like J-Date is a thing just for people, Jewish singles who want to get together.
Yeah, I went on that. Nobody wanted the Catholic kid. Could you fucking believe
I
it?
can't believe it. But my whole thing is when I
Get
think
out of here.
when I think of God, I think of Jesus, I think of love.
JSAB's also not allowed on J-Date. Just throwing that out there. I want everybody to know how unfair that website is.
Yep.
J-Sab's date. It should
Yeah.
be.
That'd be nice.
But anything with love is good. Anything that's division and hate is bad. That's should be very simple, very cut and dry. I don't understand anybody else's. Whenever someone's like, "Oh, I can't," here we go.
I just think the point here, without losing touch of it, is religion has become in today's world. And here's the thing: this is not an anti-Trump thing, but Donald Trump did introduce this. Like, I have my own set of thoughts and beliefs, and you have to respect that as well. Sometimes, no matter how much in the minority those things really are.
Wait,
And that has become a populist sort of a thing. And now we're looking at a situation where it's like, well, my religious beliefs allow me to think this way. And I just feel like that's becoming protected bigotry because
Like an excuse.
Yeah.
Any kind of bigotry. I mean, you're right. I don't like the protected bigotry thing.
And it's why we have a hard time on this show talking about like don't say gay and all these things, because when you're kind of like, well, I don't know about a fucking third grader knowing about some of the in-depth things here, like maybe we should hold off a little bit. The problem with me feeling like that, or even Janine kind of echoing that sentiment, is then you turn around and you look at the person behind you agreeing with you, and they're like, yeah, stop this gay bullshit. You're like, that's not what I'm fucking saying.
No.
Like, there's 1,000 bigots behind you being like, yeah, I agree with you. And then you're like, what the I just trying to be logical here, not just be...
No. Bigots, racists, sexist. I don't want anything to do with you.
Sexists are okay.
Well, racism is okay, right? Because you like the Star Wars? Is that what...
Right.
You're an ass. I love Star Wars. I hate bigotry and racism. So, if anybody had any questions about that, let me know.
Love Star Wars.
Oh God, no, we don't have enough time.
Yeah, we don't have enough time.
Yeah, Star Wars, you're an idiot.
I just think that the Rays should be fucking ashamed of themselves, honestly, in these pictures. And they just do interviews. Like, they're so fucking
Wear
proud
the
of it.
patch. What's
Like
your
my
problem?
religious belief. Like, if you really fucking support them, wear the patch.
Yeah, you can't say I support them, but I'm not going to support them. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Like,
That's
at some
exactly
point,
what they're saying.
Pope.
at some point, you have to grow the fuck up and realize half the shit your parents told you was lies. Like, you know, you have to believe in this religion, or I didn't gamble away your fucking college fund. All that stuff your father tells you is bullshit, right, Frank? You with me on that?
The college foot thing. I'm with you.
Yeah, that's both Frank and my dad said that to us.
Or I was trying to suck the venom out of your mom's inner thigh from the spider.
That's a good one.
Let me ask you a question though. Do you think that this is insulting to a degree to fucking LGBTQ people? Like that, because I was looking at some of the things that people are doing. Like, I was trying to find Paramount Plus the other day to watch something, and Paramount Plus's logo is blue and white, and then they changed it into like a rainbow, which looks ridiculous. I love that they're supporting them, but they put the rainbow behind the Paramount thing. It just looks weird. It's just poor.
Well, it's funny. Everything
design.
is all. They take the logo and they just rainbow it.
They just rainbow it.
My friends hate it. Hate it.
I think the support is lovely. I think it all comes from a great place, but I wonder if, because I saw a couple of people on Twitter, a couple of LGBTQ people that were like, this is insulting now. Like,
Overkill.
Why is it insulting?
They found it offensive. They were like, one of them was the Uber when they show you which way you're gonna go on Uber.
Yeah,
that's a rainbow colored thing now on.
Well, it's Pride Month. What's wrong with that?
I don't know, but they were like, I just want to get in a fucking Uber. I don't need to see this fucking shit like all over the place. Like I think some of them are some of them feel, again, this is my guess, and I would love to hear from
It's
people.
not a comforting thing to see if you're LGBTQ. You see that you're not like,
the
oh,
word?
this
Like
is great.
not pandering, but like when pandering becomes insulting. What is that word?
What's it called?
I don't know, but you're right.
Patronizing.
That's what my two friends, brothers, both gay, hate when they see this stuff start to come out in June, like all the Pride stuff. He hates it.
I don't understand.
One of them especially hates it.
Because I think, not to cut you off, Jenny, but I think it's
okay.
It's not about the LGBTQ thing.
It's about making money.
It's about their own, right.
Yeah.
It's about their organization's
How
own.
do you know
it's about
that?
making money off of it.
What if it's about, like, how do you know though? You don't know what the motive is behind it. Like, let's say the person in charge of Uber or Paramount was like, you know what, let's switch this over here. And they weren't thinking about it being.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes from a good place, but it goes back to, remember the Juneteenth ice cream? Like, was that supportive, or were they just trying to score some extra ice cream sales? You know,
who the hell knows? But I think I like to be the person who, what's the term? You know, you give the benefit
Optimist.
of the doubt. Yeah, optimist, benefit of the doubt.
I'm definitely not, because I trust no one.
You know, I see something like that. I go, oh, look, that's a supportive. That company is supportive of the LGBT. That's great. I love it. You know. So if they did, let's say it was the other way, and no company did anything. It's Pride Month, and not one company, you know, did a rainbow logo or said something or made a comment, then it would be like, well, we want to see more companies doing it. No?
Yeah. I think it's important that a company comes from a genuine place. Like, for instance, I heard this one company in the entire month of June, they're only going to be masturbating to lesbian pornography. That's something that we could all look up to.
That takes some real, dedication, and we're very proud. Very proud of that.
Gary right now is having homemade peach cheesecake. Fuck. I'd kill somebody.
Peach cheesecake.
How long are we friends, Frank, you and I?
Long time.
I'd slit your throat right now for a slice of homemade peach cheesecake in front of your wife.
That's understandable. That does sound really good.
Fucking dying. Do we have any peach cheesecake? Let's just give me a funny look. Let's talk about the water engine conspiracies. Have you heard this?
No. What the hell are you talking about?
Now I feel like those two dickheads on TikTok. Did you hear about the water? No, what do you mean? You ever see those two fucking assholes?
No, but I felt like I just did.
They're hosting some fucking podcast that nobody's ever heard or seen. They just sit there and cut these fucking things up. They're so...
Sounds familiar.
Hate them. Anyway, one of the people that was tragically killed in the Buffalo mass shooting was a guy named Aaron Salter Jr.,
okay.
And he was a retired police officer. He worked at Tops Friendly Markets, the supermarket, and he was killed. He was working on an invention to fuel cars with water electrolysis, which breaks down water into the hydrogen and oxygen molecules separately in order to use the hydrogen as fuel.
Cool.
So the conspiracy theory is that they sent this young kid up there to take this fucking guy out, because this follows Stanley Meyer. Stanley Meyer also was inventing a similar thing, engine that runs off of water. And there's been conspiracy theories out there for years that the Pentagon took him out. They say he died from a brain aneurysm caused by high blood pressure. But this conspiracy theory has never died, that Stanley Meyer was taken out by the Pentagon. And now everybody, as everybody researches all these victims that lost their lives in the Buffalo thing, this guy's all over YouTube and he's, saying like, I'm inventing this thing. He's got a patent pending for this invention. And people are like, this is the fucking government just fucking taking people out.
Well, I hope whatever he was doing, he probably wasn't doing it by himself, right? He probably had a team working with him. Was he like...
No, I don't know.
He's just some home inventor guy.
He's a retired police officer in Buffalo. Yeah. I doubt he had a team. I doubt he had maybe a couple of buddies helping him, whatever. I don't even know. First of all, Frank, I don't even know. I just went whatever like that. Like, I wouldn't even know where to I don't even know how to mime inventing a water engine. So I wouldn't even know where to start with any of this shit.
Like a ratchet. And like I don't think there's a hammer used in making an engine.
Yeah. Is there a team? I don't can you do it by yourself? I have no clue. I have no frame of reference.
Pouring water into something.
Yeah, seriously.
But I have to imagine, I don't think there's a conspiracy about it, only simply for the reason that there are so many gun so many shootings every day. There's like 2 or 3 a day now. So the fact that out of all these shootings, one of the people who was killed is someone that was doing something, it seems like, a coincidence that this is a person that got killed in this kind of thing.
I'm with you. I think it's a coincidence. However, it's 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at the dawn of the internet, I started seeing people. I can remember watching videos from like 15 years ago of several people. I think it might have been Stanley. I don't even know. I feel like I saw at least 3 cars. One was a pickup truck. One was like a regular sedan, where people were like, look, I made this car and it runs purely on water. Tom Hanks in the MySpace days shared a video on MySpace. People forget Tom Hanks was fucking backing it on MySpace. He had a lot of followers. He had put a lot of shit out. Tom Hanks shared a video of a guy who drove from like coast to coast in a car that ran purely on water. That was in the MySpace days. How is this not a thing today? How? Because the answer is pretty clear. Again, I'm not down with this conspiracy. I don't think this kid drove to fucking Buffalo to do this horrific thing to take this guy out. Because if that was the case, he would have just fucking killed the guy. What's the big? You don't have to mass shoot the place. The fucking. But if, again, with everything that we know, there's not a company out there doing it. There's no group that has these things going. And here's the reason why. If all energy, if all major transportation could be just run by water, the world markets would collapse. I mean, we're transitioning into electricity, and it's taken fucking forever, and people are fighting it tooth and nail.
I can't.
Water would upset everything.
Yeah, it would. But it would change. It would. See, I don't think we're capable as the humans. I don't think we're of changing that quickly. Because we should be able to do water engines, but if it happened overnight, you're right. I think it would screw everybody's, the oil and gas and all this stuff. But I think it should. I think it should happen, and it should be something that, if it came out tomorrow and everybody's like, "Oh, look at this water car," you just fill it with water and you're good to go. I mean, yeah, it would turn. I don't think the world's economy, but I think the economy of the gas and oil companies would be upset. Of course, I don't think it wouldn't affect you or me. I feel like it would.
No, but it would though.
I feel like it would probably be better for you and me in terms
be.
of how things are moved. It would probably be moved quicker and more efficiently and cleanly.
Yeah, but the stocks you own, your 401k,
yeah,
a lot
look at
of
all
that,
my stocks.
A lot of that stuff would tank. A lot of that stuff would be in bad shape. Gary says water electrolysis is common in many applications, just requires a fuel cell and electricity to split water molecules into gases. That is the technical challenge. There's long been a conversation about this. Oh, here we go. Hey, would you blow me's got it. Real challenge is dealing with the hydrogen. It's not exactly stable gas, insanely explosive. I'm not saying it's not without challenge, but again, I challenge everybody. I saw a fucking video in the MySpace days of a guy driving a fucking truck from one side of the country to the other. Didn't have any problems. None.
Yeah.
No issues.
I'm sure it's possible. And
let me just say this, Frank. In this day and age of anybody with a half a fucking idea can raise $45 million. You know what I mean? In seed money in angel investing to see it through. Nobody's working on a fucking water car.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure there's people working on it. I'm sure the people working on it, I mean, for something like that, you'd have to, I don't know what kind of education, science, all this stuff that you would need to know in order to do that. So maybe they're working on it in like universities and labs and shit like that. Who the hell knows?
I don't know how much you need, because I heard a retired fucking Buffalo police officer was fucking working on it.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
Not working on it, but had a fucking patent pending. Okay, not Joe Jerkoff. Like, I'm gonna draw something and see what's what. You gotta fucking have some shit going to have a fucking patent pending.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to believe that it was just, and someone will pick up the ball where he dropped. Not where he dropped it, but where he left it. Someone would pick it up and keep going with it. I hope.
Seems awfully suspicious to me. I don't know. And I can't remember who brought it up in the chat, but it's a good point. We have the steam engine. Have we not figured out how to put that in a car? How?
Yeah.
How?
I don't
know.
Steam. It's right there. We had it.
Steam.
We skipped over it. We left it behind for what? Oil?
I don't get it.
I don't know.
I don't fucking get it.
It's all money, baby.
Before you tell your Philly story, can I tell your Philly story?
Sure.
Okay, it's well documented. Frank was in Philadelphia. I wake up Sunday and I see mass shooting in Philadelphia, and I go, I have to text Frank to make sure he's okay.
That's funny. I never got that text.
I never sent it.
That's interesting.
The whole time I was like, and then like 5 hours later, I was out in the backyard and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta text Frank to make sure he's okay. Totally forgot. Like literally 3 minutes before the show was supposed to start, Frank texted me. He's like, what time we start? And I was like, oh, thank God.
He made it.
That would have been awkward.
You dick. Nice to know you care.
Because I just felt like, well, because can I say this part of it?
No.
I'm going to say a little, I don't know if I can say, I think it's
say
okay.
whatever you want. I don't care.
Frank's parent-in-laws
sure
had a near-death experience within the last week.
Yeah.
And then I go, there's no fucking way they could have had two of these fucking things. Just not possible, which is kind of why I laxed and didn't.
We were in Philadelphia. We knew where we heard where it happened, the shooting. We were nowhere near it.
It wasn't there yet. Okay, good.
No. We knew what was going on. There was like a festival going on in that area. What's his name was down there?
Hey, would you blow me?
No.
Jack me off?
No.
Sylvester Stallone.
I'm blanking on his name from the Tonight Show. Not Jimmy Fallon. His musical.
The Roots.
The Roots.
Questlove.
He was down there for the festival. They were staying at our hotel. They were in our, staying at the same hotel we were staying in. And
look at you hobnobbing with Questlove and whatnot.
I didn't see Questlove, but apparently they were staying in the same hotel. And they were down there for the festival. I don't know how close they were to everything, but that's apparently, I think that's where that all happened. South Street is the name of the street. We were not there, but we had an interesting time in Philadelphia. It was we were there Friday, Saturday, came back Sunday. It was fun. Should I? So all right. So the first day we were there. We just hung out. We went out for some drinks, walked around, took in the sights. Went to what's it called? The
Liberty Bell.
Liberty Bell and Independence Hall, around there where the Declaration of Independence was signed and everything. Beautiful.
Allegedly.
You're an ass. So that was fun. Did all that. And we went to this party that was at the Philadelphia Museum. The museum at the top of the Rocky Steps.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to that party. That was a lot of fun.
Don't you love that? That's so America. It's the fucking museum. It's this famous thing. I mean, it's the one for the Rocky.
Everybody knows about the Rocky stuff. Yeah. Oh, it has the most unbelievable artwork in there, by the way. Monets are in there, Renoir, all these famous
artists that don't pronounce the T at the end of their name.
Right.
Got it.
All these famous paintings and artwork is in there, but nobody knows it. It's the Rocky Steps Museum. So we were there. So one thing we did was Friday night we went on a ghost tour, my wife and I, and we met up at a location, whatever. We were like by Independence Hall, and then 40 of us or so, along with the tour guide, would walk around. It was a walking tour. Walk around certain places, and she would explain, this is what happened here, this is what happened here, all this kind of stuff, and be on the lookout for spirits, ghosts. As as it starts to get darker, we're taking all kinds of pictures, and there's this incident took place here. There was a brothel that was here. It burned down. All right. So there's Independence Hall. Behind Independence Hall is Washington Park or Washington Square Park, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently that is a mass grave. A lot of people don't know that underneath Washington Park in Philadelphia, hundreds of bodies.
Wow.
And that comes from yellow fever. People died of yellow fever in that area. Half the people left. They just got out of Philadelphia. Anybody who stayed, hundreds of people died from yellow fever, and people came and collected all the dead and put them in Washington Park and in these mass graves.
Damn.
Okay, so now from that, there was this. So what happened back then was doctors, scientists, in order to do their research and get bodies, how doctors, scientists, they get cadavers.
Mhm.
Well, that was illegal. That didn't happen back then in the 1800s. So the best way for them to do it was illegally grave robbing. So these doctors, scientists, whatever, would go and dig up bodies and use those bodies for research. Now, while we were there, she was telling us this story, and she goes, there was a woman back then who was protective of the graves, the mass graves. She would be dressed in a cloak, and she would hide, and she would like scare away anybody who was coming to rob the graves. Okay?
Mhm.
So we're hearing the story, and it's dark and whatever. I'm taking pictures. I'm looking around, taking some pictures. And I must have taken 30 pictures, on my phone.
Don't fucking show me I don't.
Well, all right. So we're in this area in Washington Park. There's a monument to. It's a tomb of the unknown soldier they have set up there. So I took this picture. Now let's see if we can. Okay, so I don't know if it's too bright. Let me lower the brightness a little here. Okay, so here is a picture of the tomb in Washington Square Park.
Do you want to send me the picture so I can put it?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
So there's the statue, there's the tomb, there's just a few people in front, a couple of trees on each side. I figure, all right, nothing special about this picture until I zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I see, it's hard. All right, so there's two people standing there in the background. So watch it. All I did was, there's the picture. Let me see if I can do this backwards as I'm showing you. I zoom in to this spot right here. Hold on. See those two people? Right there? Okay, they look normal.
Uh-huh.
And as you go over, we see this.
The fuck is that?
Exactly. Tell me that doesn't look like a face and two hands like this.
Yeah.
Under like a cloak.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't that look like a pale person?
Mm-hmm.
There's two normal looking people, and then boom. I don't know. I mean, that as she's telling us the story, I'm taking pictures, and I just zoomed into this one spot because I saw this. This was like a water pump. I didn't know what it was, so I zoomed in, and then I saw that behind it, and I'm like, that's a little creepy. That just looks like a ghostly pale face, and it's freaking me out. So I showed it to my wife, and she's like, okay, yeah, that's insane. And we were like freaking out by it. So I don't know if it's a real picture of a ghost or what.
You think you got a picture of a ghost?
You saw it.
Send that to me. I want to put it up on the big screen.
I'll send it to you. I'm going to send it to you right now.
Yeah. Because I want to give everybody a fair shake at taking a look at this thing.
I mean, I don't know.
We scare the shit out of me before I'm about to go to bed. Way to go, asshole.
Apparently, this was a good ghost, though. She was protecting the bodies there. I don't know if this is her, per se. To anybody in the chat, you saw the picture I just held up. I don't know. What do you think? Could it have been just a person in weird lighting walking by?
You did not send it to me, by the way. I know. I saw you text somebody.
I texted you.
But it did not.
The image failed. Hold on. Let me just reset.
Okay. Oh, I like Paige's idea. Put the Zoom part in the members only, and we will vote.
I like that.
I have to tell you, we did a members only show, and part of it was Frank in Philly. And oh fuck! I just looked at it. It's scarier.
It's scary, right? When you zoom into that spot, you wouldn't know it.
Yeah,
you wouldn't notice it. And the only reason I noticed it was because I was zooming in to the right side because something looked weird, but I realized it was just like a metal pipe coming up out of the ground. It was like a water pump or something. And then I looked behind the water pump and I was like, holy shit, what is that? So I don't know. You could be skeptical, you could believe it. It freaked us out being on a ghost tour, talking about ghosts, and then seeing a pale face like that. It was just very strange. I'm not saying it is something, but it certainly creeped us out.
All right, can we start with this? What kind of half an asshole stands like this? Who the fuck is this guy?
I don't know. They were not part of our tour.
All right, just making sure.
All right.
Before I zoom all the way in, though, people were amazed. So Frank did a check-in from Philly, and J Sebs that we did like a little show for the members only. So if you want to catch cool stuff like that, make sure you join. Join the members area. Link in the description below. Of course, it's all around the YouTube channel. If you're listening or you're watching on Facebook, go to our YouTube channel. Go to anthonyonair.com. You can click the link at the homepage there. Join. Very easy. $2.99 a month helps support the podcast. And people were amazed because they always see you at the angle that you're at right now, Frank.
That's true.
And in Philly, people were looking down on you.
Like they always do.
Everybody, well, like me and Janine do. Right. Everybody was like, oh my God, look at Frank's hair. Look at how much hair Frank actually
I have hair. It's the headphones and the angle, and I have a dark background. You really don't get to see my hair.
You don't get to really see it. It's true.
It's a fair amount.
But everybody was I thought you were going to talk about this white thing here.
That's the thing I zoomed in on. It's like an electric, there's pipes and like a valve there. I don't know what the hell it is.
So
but
you're talking about
was normal.
This.
Yes.
Can you see my mouse on screen?
I can, yes.
You can. Okay.
Yeah. So it looks a little, pixelated. Yeah, right there it looks a little better. It looks like someone crouched behind the bushes. Two hands like this. No,
yeah, that's a little creepy.
I'm looking for it, so maybe it's something that just struck me as.
It doesn't look like a bush. Like it looks like it should be a bush, but it looks the hand and face in quotes looks lighter than anything else around it.
Yeah, it looks extremely pale. If it's a person, it just looks very pale. You see the dark part around. It looks like a body or a cloak or something.
Hold on, mystery solved. It was Bird.
Bird. Oh, you should have told me you were in Philly. We would have hung out. We would have got a beer.
Before that, I was just going to say, did you think that possibly it was a homeless person taking a shit?
Could have been a homeless person taking a shit. But then I took a picture. I took a few pictures in a row, and they were gone. So if they were taking a shit.
Wait, you have another picture where there's nothing there?
Well, if there's nothing, if it was a person, maybe they just walked on and moved on. I didn't take it like a split second apart. Let's see.
I can't help but think if you had a real iPhone, we'd be able to see what the fuck this thing was.
Yeah, here's that same. Wait a minute, that's weird.
Text it to me. I'll just put it up on the screen.
No, it's all right. So here's that same area. It's a little at a different angle, so you see the water thing that I was talking about, that metal thing. That's not in the shot because it's behind a tree, so it's a little different of an angle. But everything else is pretty much there.
What's the water thing? This white thing?
That white thing in the middle, next to the tree, to the right of the tree.
That's a water thing? Okay.
Yeah, it's like pipes going into the ground. I'm not really sure what it does, but
got it.
Maybe a sprinkler system or something.
It looks like a stormtrooper bending over to tie his shoes, to be perfectly honest with you.
I was looking at that. That's what caught my eye. That's what made me zoom in.
The tying the shoe stormtrooper?
Right. And then once I zoomed in, I looked to the right of it, and I was like, what the hell is that?
That'll fuck you up. I hope you didn't do that late at night when you first discovered.
No, I did it immediately while we were on the tour.
Oh, Jesus.
So I sent you a picture of the same area, just at a slightly different angle. And whatever that is. To be fair, the other two people in the shot aren't there either. So could have been someone going by on a bike or, just walking by real weird. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but that makes sense because it looks like they're walking. It looks like they could have just walked on.
Right. The two people on the left looked like they could have just moved on. And if this is a person, if the pale image there is a person, they could have moved on as well. It was a couple seconds later.
All right, so this shot that we're looking at now is a couple seconds later, you're saying?
Well, I don't see any shot on the screen. Oh, here we go. Yeah, a couple seconds later, same spot on the right.
Okay. Well, you're at a different angle, right? Because we can't see the water thing.
The
but then wouldn't he be like right behind?
I would think that let me see.
He would be over here then.
Maybe I can get you a different angle.
Yeah, this is a poor example.
You're a poor example.
Also, look at this right over here, everybody. See that little square? Declaration of Independence.
Oh,
You
there
guys
it
didn't
is.
know that.
There it is.
Follow me for more virtual tours of Philadelphia.
Yeah, see, I don't have those are the best two angles I have of that area. Everything else, it's not the same exact spot.
Frank, somebody in the comments section got mad at me for looking down at my phone while you're talking. And I know that because I read it while I was looking down at my phone while you were talking.
Yeah, don't take it personally. People in the chat, when we look down at stuff, it's for the show. So we're not paying attention. We're looking at stuff for the show. But Anthony is a dick most of the time, so he's probably ignoring me.
All of those things are true.
I don't think he heard a word about what I was saying about the history of that area.
I wish you would have told me some of this Philadelphia stuff ahead of time. We could have fucking relabeled the episode. Frank found a ghost, everybody.
You tell me that, but then when I tell you stuff, it's save it for the podcast.
That's true. I would have been mad at you for fucking...
Yeah, that's why it was a big reveal on the podcast. I wanted to tell everybody, I don't know, is it a ghost? I have no idea. We're on a ghost tour. We're standing on a mass grave where hundreds of people were buried. And we see this thing. I mean, I don't know. I've taken how many pictures on my phone? I've never seen a pale, weird image like that. I'm sure if we're going with logic, it's probably just a person walking by and they just happen to be pale. The light's hitting them at a weird angle. But it's very like that. That's probably the best. If you zoom out one more time.
If you had an iPhone, it would have taken multiple pictures and you would have been able to go through and see.
You know, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a ghost hunter. I didn't expect to see.
This is only, here's why I feel like an asshole.
Oh, another reason. What do you got?
Because when people go, oh, you see the UFO, it's just a little bit out of the range for my camera. And I go, oh, this fucking jerk off. But I know you. I know you're not like pulling any shenanigans. I know you didn't. By the way, if anybody's like, oh, he photoshopped it, Frank has literally no photoshopping skills. So if I gave him 3 months to do this, he wouldn't have been able to pull it off.
I could have done this, but I didn't.
Let's
be honest. If I wanted to, I could probably fix something, but I didn't.
I'll put my house up against that. I mean, and you're too cheap to pay somebody on Fiverr to do it. So that's
man.
This is a genuine photo.
Why do I share anything with you? What is going on here?
This is a real photograph. But I feel like an asshole because when I see other people do now, because I know it's you and you wouldn't make it up, I'm kind of like, well,
I swear I would not make this up.
How do you explain this little? I mean, it could be a fucking rock and the way the light's catching it. It could be nothing.
I know it's not a rock because it's not there in the next shot. And it wasn't there, you know. I looked over there. It wasn't there. I don't remember seeing anything like that with my naked eye.
What if it was the rock?
If it was the rock, I would have ran over to him.
Mm.
Like, what's going on, man? But
that's pretty funny. Gary thinks it might be Peter Navarro. It's a good guess.
Could it be Peter Navarro?
It's a pretty good guess.
That's interesting.
Did you go to Betsy Ross's house?
No, didn't go to Betsy Ross's.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't do a lot. We didn't do a lot of the touristy. Like, we didn't go to the Benjamin Franklin thing. We didn't go to the Hamilton's house.
Oh, Benjamin Franklin's house is my favorite because it's literally not there, and they just put like an outline, like a child that drew like a house that took 3 seconds to draw a house. They're like, well, that'll be the plans. That's it.
That's nice.
Just make that out of metal.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the only thing. I took a lot of pictures, and we walked around all the darkest areas behind, like in the park behind Independence Hall and in Washington Park. This was the only thing I saw on my photos.
Did you figure out why you were there after spending the weekend there? Did you finally understand why you were there? Because before you left, you couldn't articulate to me why you were going to Philadelphia.
Yeah, what do you mean? We had to go to. We went to a party. We were there for a 50th wedding anniversary at. They had rented space at the museum, and we had dinner there. It was a nice big party. We walked around the museum. We saw all the art and stuff.
You spent the night at the museum.
It was a night at the museum where
Was Owen Wilson
history came to life.
Did you hear this down one of the halls? Wow.
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 Wait, wow. That's my wow.
Was Ben Stiller there? Don't lie to me.
Ben Stiller and a spider monkey.
So somebody you know rented out a museum to have an anniversary party? It's pretty fucking baller.
Yeah, that was a baller move.
Is that now? That's not what you told me before you were leaving. So, are you leaving that? Are you intentionally leaving that out of the conversations to not identify the people, or did you just have it so wrong?
No, I had it was the dedicated part of the museum for this party. It wasn't a dedication of the museum.
Oh, okay. Did I misunderstand or did you
I don't know. I probably
Okay.
misunderstood. One or the other.
Because he was like, yeah, somebody's dedicating part of the museum. And I'm like, fuck.
Which is true. They dedicated part of the museum to this party.
Those are two different things.
I don't know.
One is building an entire area and the other is just roping it off.
They roped it off. No, it was the main part of the main thing. They had the whole place was like ours to roam around. They had a couple places that were closed. We couldn't go through different areas, but we had access to a lot of the museum where we could just wander and look at all the art. It was really cool. I took a lot of pictures of all the art, so that was cool. But it was not that I noticed.
Okay.
But they had a lot of. Let me see. A lot of Monets and stuff hanging right in front of you. Let me see.
Any bonnets?
No bonnets. No mayonnaise.
Bolognese?
Paul Cézanne.
Nice.
Edward Munch. The guy who, the Scream, the famous.
Yeah.
Same, Edward Munch.
So not the Scream, just his other work? His
other
B-side?
stuff. Yeah, his B. Yeah, the B-side.
That was the B-side to the Scream.
Yeah. And a lot of other famous people, you'd know their names if you heard them.
Is it a little absurd to be standing in front of a picture and take a picture of it? Isn't that a little silly?
No,
okay.
But thanks for asking.
What are you doing? Taking pictures? Going, what the fuck am I doing? I could find this picture online and show people this is what I saw.
No.
Okay. All right.
Because we were actually there and it was awesome.
Because that's something I would do. I'd take a picture of this and then after a while I go, what the fuck am I doing? What is just I could.
No, the one thing I regret, I didn't take a picture of where we were in the main hall. Like as soon as you walk in, there's like this huge staircase inside. At the top, there's this huge gold statue of like a
Rocky
archer, naked archer, like standing up there, and it was gigantic and it was awesome. So I should have taken a picture of that. I missed that.
What was the best meal you had?
What was the best meal I had?
Mm-hmm. We have to go, but this is an important question. I need to.
Best meal I've ever had in my life?
No, in Philadelphia.
Oh, I had 2-3 meals there. It was all good. What we had at the museum was
pick the best.
All right.
Not the party. Outside of the party. Restaurants. I can't go eat at the museum. They're not going to let me in.
Okay.
I'm banned from all museums. You know that.
we had dinner in the hotel, and then we had lunch at this bar. I forget the name. It's this local place. I don't know the name of it.
Right. What'd you have?
We had. I had. It was called the Irish breakfast. It just had like sausages and eggs and all kinds of stuff on it. That was really good.
That's what you had.
And then I had a Philly cheesesteak the night before.
Where?
In the hotel.
Oh, that's it.
We didn't go to a place. Yeah.
You didn't go to the Geno's or Pat's or Jim's? None of those.
We should have. We didn't want to.
Wow, really?
We'll go back. It's not like we're not going to go back to Philly.
Yeah.
Hey, Matty Mo's Arcade just became a member. Appreciate that.
Kudos, because this has been the most boring fucking show I've ever heard, and he still decided to join. That's
amazing. Talking about it. We had a ghost sighting. Potentially.
I can't go to Philly without stopping to get a cheesesteak at one of those fucking places. I don't know how you did it.
We did have a cheesesteak. It was really good. even it was funny because even the waiter was like, he gave us the cheesesteaks. He's like, you want real good cheesesteaks? You go to this place or that place. I was like, oh, I was like, how's the one I'm about to eat? He's like, oh, it's good. I'm like, oh, all right.
Bullshit cheesesteak.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess, all right.
There's a fucking thing I've been dying to do where I forget which, it might be Jim's, but there's a cheesesteak place that's catty corner from a pizza place that makes insanely large slices.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a larger pizza than a regular pizza, and then they'll only cut 4 slices instead of 8. So it's like a fucking thing the size of your head. And so the thing is, and somebody from Philly can help me out here in the comments, but you go get a cheesesteak, you go to the pizza place, you get a fucking slice, then you put the cheesesteak in the slice and you fucking roll it up.
Oh my God.
And you eat it. And everybody swears by this fucking gluttonous maneuver.
I mean, how many stents do you need to put in after that?
A couple, but it's a challenge I'm willing to take.
All right.
Yeah, it's a challenge I'm willing to take. So, all right. Thanks everybody who joined during this episode. Really appreciate that. That's fucking very nice of you.
You guys rock. And more stuff coming out from members only. So,
oh wait,
what?
See, you got me all fucked up. We got to do the members only giveaway.
Oh, hello.
All right.
All right. What are we giving away? Or how are we doing this?
Conspiracy. Am I back?
You're back now. What happened?
Okay. We did a poll asking people if they would like a mug, a legalized comedy tee, or my phone's about to die t-shirt. The my phone's about to die t-shirt won.
Okay, good.
So I have a list of the members here in number order,
including our newest members, the ones that just joined.
Okay, hold on. Let me put them in. Okay. All right. I have a random number generator.
Here we go. An RNG.
There you go. Am I pressing it?
I don't know. How many? No. Oh, there you go. 25.
All right, 25. Hold on.
Who's number 25?
Let me go to the list. Let me go to the damn list.
Wow, Bird was close with 26. That was weird. No Frankie boob sweat as a prize. I'll give you my boob sweat if you want. This is weird. That's another bird in the comments. There are two birds in our comments.
Oh my God. 2 birds with 1 stone?
Is there? I'm sure some of them are stoned.
All right. 25 is Maxi Nation Fur Health Plus.
Hey, way to go.
Sounds like a business instead of a person.
But she Maxi Nation we've talked to this person. I don't know if it's a male or female or
have we seen them? Yeah, comment.
I know the name. Yeah, I recognize the name.
Well, proud member for 2 months when we started memberships.
That's awesome. Appreciate it.
So Maxi Nation for Health, get in touch. We'll put a post out saying that you won. Respond back. We'll get your size and we'll get that t-shirt out to you. By the way, the second merch giveaway is coming up very soon because we were a little delayed doing the first one.
Love it. We're going to keep giving away merch, people.
More merch. So make sure you guys join the membership area right now. Links in the description below and everything else. Catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching and or listening.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now.
Go ahead.